Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Aston Villa. I do have the Chelsea versus Arsenal game on as well. So it's a very big Sunday afternoon, as I'm sure you're all aware. And there's some big Manchester United team news. We're just waiting for confirmation on the exact team news. But my understanding is that Ronaldo starts, Garnacho starts, Donny van de Beek starts, and it's Lindelof and Martinez at centre-back. So that's very interesting, isn't it? It's probably quite pleasing to most of you. I'll obviously digest it as it comes in, but yeah, I'm not massively concerned about that. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Manchester United's lineup. Now, what I'm not pretty happy about is that does not look like a very good quality of stream at the moment. So let's have a look if that settles down. Patrick, welcome to the members club, and we'll sort out the memberships. Don't worry, you begs. No one likes a beg. So yeah, we're just waiting for this official team to come through. I might have to just change my internet in a minute. 1 minute. Let's just have a look at this United team coming through. It's very, very low down. But yeah, exciting. Absolutely exciting. For a guy... okay, United's lineup. Here it is. De Gea, Dalot, Lindelof, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen and Van de Beek. So Garnacho, Rashford, Ronaldo. The bench has got Maguire, Martial, Malacia, Fred, Palestri, Alanga, McTominay and Shoretire. So still no return for Anthony and no return for Jadon Sancho. But Martial is back on the bench. I suppose that's one thing there. But look, really interesting, isn't it? Donny van de Beek makes his start for Manchester United. Very, very, very interesting. And I've got to say, I'm pretty happy with that team. Ronaldo is the captain as well. I think that's been... I don't know whether Ronaldo is the captain. It's not on... Well, I'll be able to confirm it for you very, very quickly. Let me have a look. Manchester United... Let's have a look. Manchester United. Ronaldo is the captain. So, look, from storming off to captain of Manchester United. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, to be honest, it means absolutely nothing to me. Makes absolutely no difference to me at all. The Villa lineup is Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Digne, Ramsey, Dendoncker, Luis, and Bendia, Watkins, and Bailey. 4-3-3, basically. 4-2-3-1. Whatever you want to call it, but Emery's in charge. I think sometimes they tried to shoehorn Watkins and Ings into the team. I think there's a better balance to that Aston Villa side there, certainly. And yeah, a reasonably difficult game for Manchester United today. I'm looking forward to it though. I hope you are as well. Mings and Konza at centre-back is probably their best centre-back pairing, Anthony, to be honest with you. And Ronaldo as captain. Interesting. Let me just have a look. We will do the subs. I'm going to do the 50 memberships. Don't worry about that. I love Donny, but I don't know if he's good enough, says Anthony. I mean, look, you know what? I mean, someone just said Luckhurst and everyone's going to be screaming. They'll be hoping it doesn't work out, maybe. I don't know about that. But I do think that I've got Arsenal-Chelsea on the telly as well, if you're interested. Ronaldo as captain, expecting big things, says Wayne. I do think that shout out to United Stand this season. Mark, loving the chart show. Just curious if you decide the list or do multiple opinions. I take in a lot of opinions, Lewis. Yeah, taking a lot of opinions. Eric giving lads chances. We missed that for years, says Lee. I think the thing about Donny van de Beek here is that there can be no complaints that he's not been given chances. I was surprised he started against Sociedad, pleasantly surprised. And I'm even more surprised that he's starting away against Aston Villa in a huge game. I really thought he would go for Fred or McTominay, both of who were on the bench. So I'm encouraged by this. I'm excited by this. I'm looking forward to this. And I think that you cannot say, no matter what happens now, if Donny van de Beek leaves Man United next summer or in January, there can be nobody who says he wasn't given opportunities, because starting with an away game against Sociedad and playing for an hour, and then starting against Aston Villa, you can't say that you've not been given a chance in big games. These are two massive games for Manchester United, and he started in both of them. So Bruno is suspended, Jack. That's why he can't play. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot more to say about Donny. I like him. I want him to succeed, and he can only succeed if he takes these huge opportunities. But I would say is under Solskjaer, he wouldn't have been given those opportunities. So, it's great. Ronaldo captain, GOAT performance incoming, says Majak. We need a win. We need a win today. We need to win. Manchester United need to win. There's no 2-3 ways about it. We need to go and win the match today. Absolutely. Have to go and win. Just driven back from Leeds to Bournemouth after going to the game yesterday. 4.5 hour drive. Heartbroken, says Dean. Yeah, you're a bit unlucky yesterday, Bournemouth. Twice in a row now you've let 2 goals slip. Are you convinced Maguire is 4th centre back now? Says Eric. I am. Yeah. And again, you just can't. You can't stop. You can't stop but be amazed and happy with this manager. Hi Mark, love your work. I love Bruno, but I've been waiting to see how we play without him. Says Peter. Donny doesn't sit so high up. Bruno may as well be a number 9. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Got to love Ten Hag though. Got to love this manager. I think that the centre-back thing's something I want to address. Donny and Lindelof starting. Goodbye favouritism. It's great. It's great. It is great. Can United stand give me a hell yeah? Just feeling so positive with Ten Hag, says Dale. Big tough game, Dale. Gakpo or Vlahovic, Mark. How much would Vlahovic be? Says Chris. Welcome to the Members Club, Yazine. And Nathan Whalen's just gifted £10 as a super chat. Thank you very much. So yeah, Donny starting is very important. There's the Man United side. Of course, there's lots to discuss. Let's just get that team back on the screen actually for a moment. I do want to just drill down on this a little bit. Manchester United in their lovely away kit, as you can see there on the screen, and I'm going to pause that as well because I just want to have a look at it. Bit of goal mouth action there as well in the Arsenal game. But let's have a quick look here. Okay, let me just come back to the live chat. There we go. I am going to give the 50 memberships. I'll do it when I want. This is why I thought Bruno be on the right Thursday, says Robert McCormack. So that's the team for United. The Donny van de Beek thing stretches out. I mean, he could have... The only alternative really is that he could have put Fred in the Eriksen role, who wasn't very good on Thursday night, and then he could have put in the Eriksen as the number 10 and Fred as the midfielder. I'm happier with this team than that. I think that I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd put Fred next to Casemiro and played Eriksen as the 10, but I think you've got to give Donny the opportunity. Otherwise, when does he get it? Optimus, welcome to the Members Club. Captain is our 4th choice centre-back, says Jumbo. I think Garnacho starting is big and probably hasn't been mentioned enough. There's a lot of things going on in that team. But, Mark, are you worried about the contract situation of Shaw and Dalot? No, they've got a year on top of this as well, SK. Very, very happy with the midfield. Donny, Eriksen and Casemiro on paper are better than Casemiro, Fred and Eriksen. So it's just about whether Donny can deliver. Garnacho off the left is a tough game. Matty Cash is a good player and that'll be a difficult game for him. Rashford off the right worries me. He doesn't like to play off the right, but we haven't really got anybody else with Sancho and Martial out. That yellow card for Azpilicueta is a joke, by the way. He's won the bloody ball. Anthony, welcome to the Members Club. Who do you think will play on the right wing, Garnacho or Marcus? I'm just watching this back here. It's got every right to go for that ball. That's not a yellow card. That's never a yellow card on Azpilicueta. Can we do a poll for your football manager team? I know this is United stand, but I missed that football story. I've picked my team already, Rian. Ready to go on Thursday. Let's talk about the centre-back position then. This is big. Has Donny van de Beek ever had 2 consecutive starts, says Andrew? I suspect he probably has. I think he did. I think there was a time a couple of years ago where he played with Fred when McTominay and Pogba were out, and I think he played 2 in a row. I'm expecting Sue to come out today, Mark, with Rashford on the right. We should be putting crosses in the box for Ronnie. Thoughts, says Harris, hopefully. Good afternoon, loving United stand, and your admin's chats 3-1 for us today, I think, says Rosie. But look, I have to do this. I said I would do this, and therefore I will do it. I'm going to gift out 50 memberships now. But the interesting thing for me is that that Lindelof is playing the game. And Lindelof is obviously essential to what Ten Hag is trying to achieve. Harry Maguire has been the centre-back for Manchester United, of course, but and he's played a lot of games for Manchester United, but I think that, Beth asked Ten Hag about this after the post-match press conference in Spain, and he sort of hinted. Then he was asked it in the press conference for the Villa game, and he sort of confirmed that he likes the Lindelof and Martinez partnership. Now, Harry Maguire's going to be like, when Varane got that injury and Lindelof got ill last week against West Ham, and he played reasonably well in the second half. I thought he played well in the second half, to be fair. First half, he was rusty. I think Maguire must have thought, this is it. I'm in dreamland here. I've been out of the team. I've not been playing very well. The World Cup's coming. Varane gets injured. Lindelof gets ill. I played reasonably well against West Ham. I'll keep my place because that's what's happened. That's what's happened for me for the last 2 years, and everything's back. And then he's out the game for the big game against Sociedad for Lindelof, and then he's not starting today, 3 days later. So there's no rotation there. You're just not my preferred centre-back over Lindelof. And I am surprised by it because I think the way Ten Hag's spoken about Maguire at the start of the season was that it felt like Maguire was going to be his first choice centre-back with Martinez. He is now for fourth choice. Now that can check. That I would take the positives out of that if I was Maguire, because that just shows you how quickly it can change. He was first choice and now he's fourth choice. But I think Ten Hag's got it right, and I think Lindelof is the right man to play with Martinez and hold on to that shirt, because I don't think he's put a foot wrong. He's been very steady for us. Stephen Rossi says that, thanks for the super chat, Stephen. He says, Luckhurst writing that Donny doesn't deserve a start, yet said barely anything all the times Ollie picked Maguire and McFred. He's got it in for him. I don't know why. The trouble is, in the media, and I'm not really like this, I'll accept it when, evidence changes. Unfortunately, you get very stubborn people in this industry who just will not back down on what they think and believe to be right. And unfortunately, that exists in relationships you'll have with friends and family and work colleagues. Some people just will not accept it. And there are people in the fan base who just want Donny to fail at this point. After all the negativity last season and having to question every move made by the manager, it's refreshing to have belief in the team and the manager, says Joshua Adams. I am going to give 50 memberships away, but I'm going to do it on a non-watch-along, because I realise we get loads of people watching on the watch-along, and you're very, very welcome. But if I'm going to give 50 memberships away, I want it to go to people who actually watch the channel. So, and 50 memberships is over 300 quid. So I will do it on the 8 o'clock show tomorrow night. So make sure you are watching. And people are going, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? I tell you what, you can wait 24 hours. And I've caught you out there, haven't I? Because we all know that not a lot of you are watching the 8 o'clock shows, are you? So if you are a true supporter of the channel, then you'll wait 24 hours to get a free membership. Absolutely spot on, Leroy. It's absolutely spot on. Brilliant point. I've just had a message from somebody who's part of the United Stand who said to do it as well. Absolutely spot on. So 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 50 memberships are being given out. I'm not a sellout. It's not a scam. I'm giving away 50 memberships. It's up to me when I give them, and I want them to go to people who actually watch the content regularly. So there you go. Dale's just gifted 5 though, so there you go. How do you feel about Ronaldo captain, says Light Squad? You know what? I think there's a good point to be made. I think there's a good point to be made there. I think that with Ronaldo storming off a few weeks ago, look, I'll flip this around here. I'm just going to start the carousel as well, because obviously it's still 0-0 between Chelsea and Arsenal. Pretty dull affair, to be honest with you. I do feel that there is a point to be made here about the situation with Ronaldo. And what I would say this, I'm a big fan of Ronaldo, so we've been called the Ronaldo stand. But I've got to say, welcome to the Members Club, Marcus. I've got to say that if it was Harry Maguire who'd walked off the pitch, then there would, without a shadow of a doubt, be outrage if he was given the captaincy back. So I understand that point of view. Common United stand win, says Famer. Thank you very much. he did storm off the pitch. Goatbridge says, Ike, thank you very much. He did storm off the pitch a couple of weeks ago, and he's now been given the captaincy today. There's two questions there. Alternatives. De Gea, maybe Casemiro. There are alternatives, of course. But logically, if he hadn't stormed off the pitch, you would consider Ronaldo should be the captain of Manchester United anyway. To me, it makes absolutely no difference. I've heard a lot. What I would say is I've heard a lot of things from the from the training ground, about how Ten Hag wants Ronaldo to embrace the camaraderie and team ethic and, get involved. It's not about individual training. It's about, collective training. Well, he clearly has done. Look, if Ten Hag's given him the captaincy, that relationship between Ronaldo and Ten Hag is a lot better than some people think it is. I take the positives in this situation, because I think it's right to think that, look, Ronaldo's playing games because we've got a lack of options. And it's right to think that, maybe there's an enduring issue between Ten Hag and Ronaldo, that he doesn't have any other options. Ronaldo wants to leave, so let's just get through till January and then you can go. I think Ronaldo getting the captaincy shows a level of trust from the manager, and it probably leans towards the fact that Ronaldo's probably going to be here till the summer now. I think if you take, well, whether you see that as a positive or not, I think it probably does suggest that Ronaldo will be staying here until the summer now. Starting 11s don't feel like favourites anymore, and they're unpredictable with this guy. I love Ten Hag, says Chaos Drive. Welcome to the Members Club, Laju. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. So that's the United lineup on the screen at the moment. Lindelof retains his place with Martinez. Effectively, that's our first choice centre-back pairing, isn't it, until the World Cup now. I'd be very surprised, barring injury, if we saw any difference to that. I think that will be the way that we go. If Harry comes on as a sub, I wonder if he'll have the balls to ask Ronaldo for the armband, says Glenn. Yeah, could be interesting. Yes, obviously Garnacho starts, and Donny van der Beek is probably the biggest bit of news, isn't he? Donny van der Beek starts the game. No Fred, no McTominay. Hi Mark, hope you're well. Looking forward to the game, and I love how much confidence we have in the team nowadays compared to the Ollie days. Thank you very much, Joskian. Appreciate that. Member for 34 months. Thank you very much, legend. What's with Sancho and Anthony, says Lisa. I will try and find some quotes from Erik Ten Hag. I'm sure we will get some coming in. It feels like Manchester United do not have a solution to. I mean, Sancho's been ill for a week now, and we've also got Anthony's knock, which has kept him out of 3 games. Maybe it's more than a knock. There we go. Samuel Looker says, Van der Beek, it's his first meaningful start for 701 days. Lucky to be starting. Needs to repay Ten Hag's faith. I mean, why is he lucky to be starting? Why is he lucky to be starting? Are you the manager, Samuel? Do you take the coaching? How do you know he's lucky to be starting? Maybe Fred and McTominay have been shit all week, and Donny's been on fire. I don't think you're lucky to be starting. I think when people say somebody's lucky to be starting, it's disrespectful to the manager, who really picks the team and has the inside knowledge. You might not agree with it. God, I haven't agreed with some things, but the manager is the manager. Hi Mark, it's my birthday today, says JPB Gamer. Hoping for a United win and from Donny to have a good game. Thank you very much, and happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday, mate. Sorry. Stephen says, how much progress do you think Ten Hag has made in diminishing player power? Massive, massive, massive. I think some of the mountains that he's had to climb with the Ronaldo issue and obviously the injuries, etc. It's not easy to do in your first period in charge. Donny must grab this chance, says Lynn. Get involved and fight for the ball. I tell you what, looking at that Villa team, we've already seen it go round. Obviously, Martinez is in goal. Cash, Digne, Mings and Konza back 4. I think you can get at that. Then Donker, Luis, Jacob Ramsey's not been that good this year, but he played brilliant against us twice in January last year. Not been good for Villa this year. Maybe today he'll be back. And then Bailey, Bendia and Watkins as their front 3. What I'm expecting from Villa today is I'm expecting a real battle with Villa today. I'm expecting a fight. They haven't played all week. They're not in Europe. It's at Villa Park. It's a new manager. We've got to start well, because what's the most stereotypical thing you could predict in this game? And I think the most stereotypical thing you can predict is that Villa will start with high energy, try and get the crowd up, and take it from there. And Arsenal have scored against Chelsea. It's Gabriel. Dreams can come true. 1-0 to Arsenal. Shocking defending by Chelsea. Gabriel scores for Arsenal, but that is terrible defending by Chelsea. Terrible. It's just a P-roller from a corner. Nobody goes for it. Terrible defending by Chelsea. And that's a massive goal. Massive goal. I think Arsenal will go and win. I predicted that Arsenal and Liverpool will win away today. Hopefully United will do as well. But that's a massive goal. And it's just shit defending. I don't think Gabriel will believe that cross has come all the way. It's just shocking. Shocking defending. You can't say much more than that. What an impressive result this would be for Chelsea, though. For Arsenal. But going back to Aston Villa, I think it's not set in stone, obviously, but I think it's highly likely that they'll start with high energy, that the crowd will be up for it. It's a new page for Aston Villa. It's a new manager. You want that bounce. And we have, if I'm Erik Ten Hag, I'm saying get hold of the ball. Get hold of the ball and kill their momentum. Quieten that crowd down, quieten their passion down, because if they start well, then that momentum will build. It's the same thing that we're always looking for at Old Trafford. That momentum will keep building if that happens. Interesting stat, we all know it. Aston Villa haven't beaten Manchester United in the Premier League since 1995. 1995, in fact, that was the season that you can't win it with kids. I think it was the opening game of the season at Villa Park. They beat us 3-1. Dwight Yorke scored for Villa. We had people like Beckham and everyone else playing. And we went on to win the double. But that was the last time Aston Villa beat Manchester United at Villa Park. And they're desperate to do it. They're desperate to do it. I was actually at a game a few years ago. Someone tell me the year. I got a late phone call. Must be over 10 years ago. Got a late phone call. I think it was a lunchtime kickoff. And it was, I've got a spare ticket in hospitality at Villa Park. And I know you're a United fan. Do you want to come? So I did. And I ended up sat with a load of Villa fans, and they absolutely dominated us. They dominated it. They were 2-0 up, and they absolutely dominated us. And we ended up getting, and I remember Vidic definitely scored. It was 2-2, and I think we nearly won it. And Villa could have won 4 or 5-0, and we still managed to get a draw. So we've got a bit of something on them. And remember Van Nistelrooy in that FA Cup game as well, but that's not Premier League. See Fabrizio's post on Ten Hag and Ronaldo being captain, and do you still predict a draw? Says Stuart Walker. And Sean O'Rourke says, very unprofessional for the assistant managers to be tweeting about the lineup before a game. No doubt Luckhurst will be disciplined for this, says Sean. I wondered what he was on about there. Yeah, good point, Sean. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. It was 2010, says DND. Thank you very much. I knew somebody would go and check it. But yeah, I was at that game, and they should have beat us. They should have beat us. But that was the old United way of coming back, wasn't it? Ten Hag has said about Ronaldo, nothing changed when you are captain and leader. You have to set an example, and that is what I expect from him. He's an important part of the squad. We are happy with him and the leader role. That's coming in via Fabrizio Romano there. Erik Ten Hag speaking about Cristiano Ronaldo there, who is the captain to Manchester United. I'm sure we'll get some more quotes coming in from Erik Ten Hag very shortly as well. But look, yeah, I think there's an air of understand. They've got another quote here from Ten Hag actually on Garnacho. Arsenal winning 1-0, and they're all over Chelsea at the moment. On Garnacho, this is Ten Hag. He's had 2 good performances in the Europa League. Now he has to do it in the league. It's the same. It's 11 against 11. But the Premier League intensity is something he has to match. I have faith he will do good. So good comments there from Erik Ten Hag about Garnacho. And yeah, I think Aston Villa are very, very difficult to read, aren't they? brand new manager. Emery's a good coach. Can he get them playing well from the off? Score more goals, says Nick. Eric hasn't a clue. Donny over Scotty, what a joke, says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Champions in the making, says Zane Miasa. It's a big win for Arsenal. Look, Arsenal are title contenders, whether people like it or not. They are, aren't they? Glad the Glad's getting a run, says Paul Irwin. Yeah, fantastic. Lovely stuff there. Can you sing us Oasis song, says Jemmy? Yeah, they are Man City fans. I'm not really comfortable doing that. So we are about half an hour till the start of this game. We've still got Chelsea Arsenal on with 23 minutes to go in that. Mark, would Martinez be a good captain, says Leroy? I think he would, but to be honest, I've got no issue with the captaincy, because when you look at the captaincy, it's what does it matter? What does it matter? And if you gave it to Martinez or Casemiro or Eriksen, they're new signings, and yet you've got David De Gea and Cristiano Ronaldo who've been there longer. So got so many leaders as well, says Dia, which I think is important. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 523,000. We're only 400 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're very welcome on the United stand. Yeah, get involved. Just a little thing as well. I'm wearing my how apt. I've just realised I've got my United stand merch on. You can get these delivered to your door. You'll see them in the video description below, or you can go to United Stand Shopify. But how apt! I didn't even know. I've got my Last Dance Ronaldo hoodie on, and he is the captain of the team. Just to let you know as well, I know some of you have ordered the Butcher t-shirt. We've now got it as a hoodie for the winter, so you can get the Butcher hoodie. United Stand Shopify. You might want to get it for Christmas or whatever. We do ship worldwide, but the United Stand Butcher hoodie is now out. It was as a t-shirt. We've now got it out as a hoodie as well. And I've got mine ordered, so there you go. I'll be wearing it soon. Our captaincy gets passed around like a joint, says Seashore. And I hope the power of being captain doesn't go to Ronaldo's head. He doesn't strike me as a leader that's been proven when things have got tough. You do realise he's been captain of Portugal for years and years. United 95. I think he'll be absolutely fine. He'll be absolutely fine. Arsenal heading to a significant result here. I think if you discount Arsenal and Man City, Chelsea losing is not a bad result for us, is it, in relation to the top four? Again, Liverpool beating Spurs. We need a draw really from Arsenal-Chelsea, but a draw, Liverpool and Spurs would be very good for as well. And especially if Southampton beat Newcastle. Could be a great day for Manchester United. A really big day for us. I'll expand on that instead of just speculating on that, because obviously I can show you the top half of the table. And if I pause it there and get it up, look at that. Manchester United, we're currently in 5th place, but Chelsea are behind us by 2 points. And obviously if we beat Villa, we go 5 points ahead of them. Spurs, if they were to lose, we can go ahead of them. No, we wouldn't go ahead of them, but we're level with them if they lose. And Newcastle, we could go ahead of them. So we could be joint 3rd tonight with games in hand and big points cushions on Chelsea and Liverpool, and games in hand on Spurs and Newcastle. So obviously if Newcastle win and if Spurs win and we don't win, it could be a bad day. But we do have a real opportunity today to go and get something. And I did want to see the team refreshed a bit today. I did hope the team would be refreshed a bit, but it's hard to refresh the team really when Anthony and Sancho aren't back. Martial on the bench is significant. I think hopefully we'll use him. I've got to admit, when I'm talking about Anthony Martial, I do panic a little bit and think, is he going to come on and get injured again? But hopefully that'll be good. Zane says it's a shame Arsenal are not in the Champions League, as we would be contenders. You haven't been in the Champions League for about 5 years, mate. Stop dreaming. Focus on what you're doing at the moment. You're doing well. You can't get a buy into the Champions League because you're doing well in the Prem. You've got to qualify for it first, which I'm sure you will do this year, by the way. Can Donny play 90 minutes? What will happen if the low gets a yellow, says Jabir? Well, he'll be suspended for the Fulham game. and Donny for 90 minutes. I don't think Donny will play 90 minutes, actually. I think you make a good point. I'd be very surprised if he does play 90 minutes. Philip, thank you very much for the super chat. And Martial deserves to go to the World Cup, says GP. Absolutely. I don't think there's I don't know about that. I don't know about France, but I'd be very surprised if he does go to the World Cup, to be honest. Hyped to see Donny again. Don't know why people are so full of pessimism. I spoke about this before, Cam. I've got absolutely no idea what the issue is with some people and Donny van der Beek. I mean, obviously, people have mentioned Samuel Lucas from the Manchester Evening News. He seems to have a problem with him. We've got, certainly saw people the other night on the Watchalong. They seem to have a problem with him as well. I don't really understand it, if I'm being completely honest. I like the player. I don't see what he's done in his world to cause an issue. I mean, he hasn't been given many chances. I don't think he's ever really had a shit game for United. I don't think he's ever been given a good run in the team. I think he's got potential. I think my stance with Donny van der Beek is I don't know whether he's going to be a success, but the great thing about starting games like this is there'll be nowhere to hide if he isn't a success. And then after that, maybe we do say get rid of him. But people say writing him off. I don't think we've had enough evidence to write him off. I think he was treated appallingly by Solskjaer. So, yeah, I think that... I think that I want him to do well. I do want him to do well. And it's a great opportunity for him. Mark, we should remind Zane about the only blemish in Arsenal's record this season, says Dale. Yeah, we know. If you know, you know. Their only blemish this season is, of course, Manchester United. We beat them. And we beat them well. They're a good team. Look, I look at that Arsenal side, and I look at that Arsenal side. I look at that Arsenal side, and I basically say this. I look at that Arsenal side, and I think about Ten Hag, and I think, surely that's what we're looking to do here. Surely that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a team and patience and in his vision. And where I do not see similarities between Arteta and Ten Hag. I think they're their own people. I think there are similarities when you're trying to rebuild a club, and it's nothing to do with style of play. What similarities are there between Arteta and Ten Hag? Well, Arteta came into a club and was allowed to build the team in the way he wanted to build the team. Aubameyang, Leno, there were others as well. Could be 2-0 to Arsenal. Why did he not shoot? Odegaard should have finished the game off there. Should have hit it first time. But you know what? I think that Ten Hag is and has got his own way of playing, which I think we will see over time. But what he's also done is what Arteta did at Arsenal as well, is he's built a team in the way that he wants to build it. You know, Maguire is fourth choice centre-back, whether you like it or not. Malacia has been given a chance to be the left-back and is fighting with Luke Shaw. Fred and McTominay are gone. Like, Garnacho is getting game time. There is no favouritism in that team anymore. And we've been... Look, even Mourinho had his favourites, and we just don't have it anymore. So that is the most refreshing team. That's the most refreshing thing. Being a Manchester United fan, seeing the team news come in and going, well, I wouldn't have done that, but God, I can't blame him for doing that. Whereas, oh, look, such and such played well, but they're out the team, so favourites can come back in. What happens when Maguire is subbed in during the game? Will he take the captain's armband from Ronaldo like he does versus Bruno, says Chiri? Well, the only reason we would bring Harry Maguire on is if we're winning 1 or 2-0 and he wants to shut up shop. But Rangnick did that last year and it didn't work. I wouldn't want to see Maguire coming on anyway, unless it's as a, for injury. So JT says, is Donny starting, not favouritism? I don't think you can describe that as favouritism, mate. I really don't. He's not been given a chance to be described as a favouritism. Who do you think is going to get top 4, Mark, has cloned? Well, I do think that the top 4 race is massively interesting, and I've got Chelsea-Arsenal on, and if Arsenal win this, Chelsea really are playing catch-up, and they just don't look very good at the moment, Chelsea. They look very disjointed. They look like a team that's starting a rebuild. So then Tottenham-Liverpool later on becomes massive, because if Tottenham beat Liverpool, I mean, I'm tempted to say if Arsenal beat Chelsea and Tottenham beat Liverpool, the gap we've got on Chelsea and Liverpool sort of puts them out. And then it leaves us with Spurs and Newcastle. So it's hard to predict what the best results are for Manchester United today. Apart from Man United winning is the most important thing, because you can take care of everything else afterwards. What impact do you think the World Cup will have on players, says G-Man? I think it's going to have a lot of impact, but we'll have to just wait and see. I think we're going to see very, very tired players. Bruno's suspended, so Bruno's not playing. That's for sure. That's the reason there. How do you think Garnacho will face against Matty Cash? Massive game for Garnacho. Huge game for Garnacho. Thoughts on Speed's World Cup song, says Toby. I thought it was a joke, and it's well produced, and fair play. He's living the dream at the moment, and well done to him. Well done to him. Not my cup of tea in relation to songs. There's very few songs that are good football songs anyway, but it's done well. It's done well. Fair play to him. Who do you think will score first for Man United, says Luca? Got no idea. I do think it's going to be a difficult game, though. I just think that we look really tired on Thursday night, and Villa have had a week off. New manager bounce at Villa Park. I'm just hoping Villa play shit, because they could be really energetic, and I think that's the way to get at United. If I was Emery, I'd say second balls, press, intense. You're going to have better fitness than them. Let's get at them. Let's get the crowd up, and let's go for this. The team talk writes itself. Brian McCann, thank you very much for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. What's your score prediction, says Connor. It's either going to be a 3-4 game or a 0-0, says Lee Berman. And Emery at the game today. He's the manager, Liam. He's the new manager. He's been there for a while now. I haven't given away the memberships yet. I will be giving them away on Monday's 8 o'clock show, but they will be given away, Pablo. No one can move like the Red Tribe, says Dale. And 2-0 with some Sue, says Matt. And what do you think of Stranger Things Season 4, says Yud. Not the time, Yud. Not the time. Mark, do you see Garnacho as the future number 7 of United, says Ethan. I'm really excited to see Garnacho today, to be honest. I'm really excited to see how he settles in and does for Manchester United, because it's a real opportunity. It's like Ten Hag said, playing in the Premier League, massive opportunity. Arsenal looking for a handball here in the penalty box. I think he'd be outside the box anyway, but Lewis Dunk might have a thing or two to say about that. Mark, it shows how far ahead. Oh, they're looking at it on VAR. Yeah, it'd be outside the box anyway. Yeah, way outside the box. Mark, it shows how far ahead Arsenal is when United couldn't beat Chelsea. City will be no problem for us. The pupil will school his tutor. Zane, I don't know what you're trying to talk about. I think most Man United fans would rather Arsenal win the league than Man City. Do you think if we win today, we might have a slight chance for the Premier League? Says keep on pushing. I don't think we're going to get top 4, mate. So my honest answer is I don't think we can win the Prem, if I'm honest with you. Mark, I'm worried no one on the bench to change the game, says David. Well, you got Martial on the bench. Raheem Sterling's in down the right-hand side here. Cross is crap. Goes for a corner. Casemiro not speaking English is the reason he's not captain. Who's he got to talk to besides Shaw, says Roger. And David De Gea has been playing amazing, says Mr. Logan. I think it could be a good big game for De Gea today, actually. Yeah. Nice to see Martial back, even if he's not starting. Van der Beek doesn't exist, whichever... I don't know what you're on about, Jack, there. One game at a time and we will see, says Zaid. And Zane, whatever you're drinking, I'll have some of that, says Excalibur. And City are going to have to lose a lot if we want the chance for the title, says William Fraser. Look, I think I think Arsenal winning this game today, which it looks like they will do, they're massively impressive, and I know we beat them at Old Trafford, but I think anybody who watched that game, and I know a lot of you did, there's the Villa team on my left, by the way. Anybody who watched that game at Old Trafford, they were very impressive, Arsenal. We did catch them on the break. Arteta went for it, and they've been stunning, Arsenal. I can't say enough. I think that even their own fans are surprised by what they've done. They're very good. They're in a fortunate position in a season like this that they pretty much be able to pick their best 11 every week. Like I know that, and they've been in the Europa League as well. But most Premier League games I watch Arsenal, you can pick their 11, which in one thing is great because you start to know what their best 11 is, and obviously it's a big advantage, isn't it? Because they get that fluidity, they get that consistency. So yeah, we need to get to that position as Manchester United. We've got to get to that point where we can do that as well. Would you rather City win the league or the Champions League? It's cold fries. Well, I don't want them to win the Champions League. So yeah, definitely the league. Captain Ronaldo, yes. Captain Ronaldo. Michelle's happy that Donny's on today. Thank you. Did you see that Argentina has asked all the clubs not to play their players in the last fixture before the World Cup, says Adam? Well, they can ask, but they'll get a hell no as an answer. I mean, as if United are going to go away to Fulham next week and say, yeah, we won't pick Martinez in that game, or Garnacho, we'll be absolutely fine. No chance. Cucurella, Chelsea are pushing here with 7 minutes to go. I don't know what result I want. Probably a draw, isn't it? Probably a draw. Ronaldo should not be captain. The match is not on the TV today. A lot of people talking about it. It's not on the TV today. It's Newcastle Southampton that's on TV in the UK. Ridiculous again. So it will be on national radio, and I'm sure a lot of people will be able to keep us up to date with what's going on, etc. Mark, where do you think we can start battering teams? We're probably not at that point yet. Cucurella has been atrocious, says Jemmy, and Ronaldo hat-trick is forthcoming, says Chris. Lissandro is a beast, says Wilfred. Thanks everyone who's a member, by the way, like Wilfred, appreciate that. Delo getting a yellow would mean he misses the Carabao Cup, not the Premier League, right, says Harry. I think you're right. Because if you get a red card in the Premier League, it's domestic, isn't it? So no, it would be Premier League. It would be Premier League because it's totting up, isn't it? I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think if you get the yellow cards, I don't think you can use it in the Carabao Cup. I think it has to be a Premier League game that you miss. If you get a red card in the Premier League, though, you can use domestic games. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that if you get 5 yellow cards, it's a match ban in the Premier League. I think, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So maybe somebody can clarify. It's all domestic league, says Barath. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. But I'm just going to drop it out there. The most obvious thing to do. Oh, that was a good stretch and a yawn. The most obvious thing to do is say, new manager, Villa Park. They've had a week off. They're going to be all over us like, wasps around an open can of Red Bull. They're going to be swarming around us and we're going to struggle. But there is the alternative that we get hold of the ball, they don't get the ball, we play a higher line and we dominate them. And we did that in January. We were 2-0 up, remember. We played really well for an hour at Villa Park back in January under Ranić. It was probably our best away performance of the season. And then we just ran out of energy in the last 20. So, the alternative is that hopefully United play well. Thanks for the super chat from Glenn. He says, the interesting thing is going to be City and Arsenal still have to play each other twice. So if they cut each other's throats, an opening could appear. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not expecting Manchester United to be fighting for the title. If we do that, then we better start doing the statue because that would be unbelievable. I still think that the race for top 4 has to be our priority. And I think from where we were last season, if we can get top 4, that's a really, really big improvement. But at the moment, I think the expectation is that we're in a top 4 race and that we will get top 4. So, yeah, I don't have a huge problem with that. I expect top 4, says Zaid. We've got 4 minutes left in the Arsenal game. They are winning 1-0 against Chelsea. Big day of football. If you follow me, I've been on Match Football for the first half, came over to here for the second half. Obviously, Man United team news. I'm going to have Newcastle Southampton on because they're in a top 4 race with us. We'll obviously be keeping you up to date with the Manchester United game. And then straight after that, I'll do match reaction, player ratings. And then I'm on to That's Football for Spurs against Liverpool. And then after that, we're back on here for the 7 o'clock fan forum. So loads to get involved in. It's a big, big day today. And Arsenal look like they're going to kick it off with 3 points. Update on Ronaldo's defence to the FA charge. It's gone very quiet, Joshua. It's gone very, very quiet. I don't think he's going to get that dealt with before the World Cup, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Mark, Man United need to sell all the deadwood in the next few transfer windows and replace with 2 better players in each position, says Edward. I think that's the long-term vision that everybody would agree with. I rate Sterling, but my God, did City make him look better than he actually is, says Cold Fries. And Tony says, I love the show. Can you say a huge congratulations to my sister who's just found out she's pregnant? Oh, I can't read that next. Tony, you're an arsehole. I can't read that next line. Is Twansebi finished at United? Well, he's injured, Willie. And we drew with Chelsea because of Scooby-Doo and crap refereeing, says Gab. We should have put Chelsea to bed in the first half an hour, mate. Bjorn says, I sent a super chat earlier asking which size you are in the Christmas jumper. I want to place an order of a few gifts to friends. I'm a medium, and it is a medium. I mean, I've not got my Christmas jumper with... Well, I have, actually. Here's one I wore earlier. So, nearly broke my glasses. That's your fault, Bjorn. Nearly broke my bloody glasses now because of you. I don't know. You try and help someone and you end up nearly breaking your glasses. So this is the Christmas jumper I wear. You can get it through United Stand Shopify. Order them now. Knitted. And it's got the number 20 on the back, which looks fantastic. You'll really stand out. Knitted jumper. But I'm a medium. I'm sort of I'm not a virgin. I'm sort of verging on a large. Like some football tops, I'm a large, and some jumper, I'm a large. In fact, Hugo Boss, I'm a large. So I'm sort of verging on being a large, but that's a medium and it fits me perfectly. So if that helps, that helps. There we go. Where am I? There I am. What's everyone's having a laugh in the chat now. Okay, so are you expecting a Newcastle win today, or do you think we could be in the top 4? Says Jay Holds. I'm hoping we can be in the top 4. Yeah, I'm hoping we're going to be in the top 4. I think that's what we came here for, isn't it? Top 4, lovely stuff. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. I certainly think if we can beat Villa today, I'd fancy us against Fulham next week, because if Martial's back on the bench today, I would hope that Sancho and Anthony will be back for that game. I mean, Anthony will play against Fulham, otherwise he's jeopardising his World Cup hopes, isn't he? So it's a huge game for United today. I think if we can win today, we really have a great opportunity of beating Fulham. And then when we come back from the World Cup, we've got Forest, Bournemouth and Wolves. So there's a real opportunity for United to pound down some, points on the board. And, I'd like to see United go and sort of solidify third place. I'm not expecting us to get into the race that Arsenal and Chelsea are in, but I am expecting Manchester United to, well, I'm not expecting anything with United, but you know what I mean. I'm hoping that Man United are going to start to really pound down as well and get some points on the board, because consistency is king, isn't it? And queen. I'm just trying to see if I can get you any more quotes from Eric of Ten Hag. He has spoken about Garnacho and Ronaldo. He's spoken about the captain options. He said the goalie is often far from the situations, especially in the opponent's half, and we want to play in the opponent's half. Casemiro is not speaking full English yet. Then you come to Cristiano, and he's doing really well the last 2 games. So there you go. I think he's considered the captaincy for Casemiro, but there's an age barrier. There's a language barrier, and I think that there's also a consideration of, oh, it's kicking off a bit between Xhaka here and Chalobah. Let's go. Let's go. We always like a bit of this. And they've took him away. After years of your funny takes on Manscaped, I scanned the QR code and boy was I surprised when my order came. Love you, Mark. Going for a win today, says Dis. Just found out my brother Tony will be a dad, says Skeletons. And what happens when Maguire is subbed in? We've done that one from Chiri. Will he take the captain's armband from Ronaldo? Will be interesting to see, won't it? It wasn't really a fight. It was a bit of a shove. A bit of push and shove, really. Nothing to write home about, really. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. To do that, we're 300 away from 523,000 subscribers. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We have a 2 o'clock show as well. Ben Foster's tomorrow, actually. Obviously, Watchalongs, match reactions, the lot. From where do you find the energy, Mark? Kudos to your work ethic, says AR. It's a big game today. I'm just trying to pump it up, really. Yeah, I'm trying to pump it up today. It's a long day. I've been watching Arsenal, Chelsea, now the United stuff, and then Liverpool against Spurs, and then the fan forum at 7 o'clock. So loads to get into there. Massive day of football, and a massive day for Manchester United. If we can win, it's superb. Superb, Perez. It's nearly over for Arsenal. They're going to win here. I just think to be honest with that, I'd be worried for Maguire with that Aston Villa front line. Hopefully we do a job quick, get out as rest as much as we can, says SK. Hi Mark, have watched your videos for about 2 years, helped me through a lot of tough times. Love you, says Hayden. Yeah, big love back. And Mark, no disrespect, but yeah, Kyle, you're talking about something that happened. I'm not getting involved. I'm not talking about stuff like that. Like, it's 2022, mate. I'm not talking about stuff like that. Do you think the Pravka's going to start later on in the season, says Luca? I mean, it's a boring topic, but apparently Newcastle are going to have a chat with Man United about it because I think they thought that the Pravka was going to play in the Carabao Cup, etc. But no. I said this about De Gea anyway. We should be playing De Gea in every game because he needs the more even if he plays in the Carabao Cup on Thursday, I would play De Gea because the more games he plays, the more games he plays that are competitive with a crowd and people are passing and he's passing, the better he'll become. Not playing De Gea in the Europa League or in the cup games just means that it will take longer for him to get used to what he needs to get used to. So yeah. Just waiting for the final whistle here. Man United are kicking off in 7 minutes. That's flown by, hasn't it? I just realised. I'm sat here going, oh, when this game's finished, we can talk about United again. This game's kicking off very, very soon. Very, very soon. Okay. I think De Gea will get a contract renewal, yeah. Whether we'll do it over or not. Yeah, big win for Arsenal. Arteta's like a jack in a box. Hops up in the air. That's a big win for Arsenal. It's a big loss for Chelsea as well. A very big loss for Chelsea. To lose 1-0 to Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. They'll be hating that. But back to the top of the league for Arsenal. It's such a shame that Arsenal can't play Man City. It's such a shame that that was the game that had to get suspended because they had to play that game against PSV. Massive win for them. Chelsea got a lot of work to do. I tell you what, though. Chelsea this is why we need to win today, because if we can win today, we put a good gap between ourselves and Chelsea. I think the gap becomes 5 points. They're going to spend in January. And the results on after the World Cup, with how many games there are left to play, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So we need to start. We need to spend in January ourselves, of course. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it pans out, because there's a real opportunity for Manchester United today to go and get a result, as we know, and hopefully we can do it. Do you think Arsenal are going to contend for the title? I think they're the only team that can contend for the title at the moment, if we're absolutely honest. Yeah. Yeah, I think they are the only ones who can. Mark, can you give a shout out to myself and my son? We're ready for the United game, says Mark. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are ready for this game, aren't we? We're very much ready for this game. Oh, can I drop that? Where can I put that? Mark, love your content. It's great to listen to you when I'm milking cows, says Barry. How many more super chats before I'm in the Hall of Fame with Zane, Michael Roach and Robert McCormack, says Skeletons? You're already there, mate. Another clean sheet for Ramsdale, says Anonymous, although I think Cucurella pocketed Saka a little bit. And Mark says, I've done that one from Mark, haven't we? Right, let's get ready for this. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we're only a couple of hundred subscribers away from the 523,000. Big game for United. Looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm just going to... I knew what I was going to do. I knew there was something I wanted to do. Let me just get ready for this. I want to put the... going to put the Newcastle game on. Why not? Why not? As well, so we can keep up to date on lots of things and not just one thing. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Main event. Happy days. I'm ready for this. There's no denying. I'm ready for this. There's no point lying. I'm ready for this. I don't know whether that's the words, by the way. But I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Mark, Cristiano is the captain. It means everything is good between Erik Ten Hag and Ronaldo. I think it does, Jash. Hi, Mark. Massive game today. I'm watching from Australia. So happy to see Ronnie with the captain's band. Should have been given it when he was first signed, says Shane. Thank you very much, Shane, for that. Thanks everyone who's tuning in as well. So we've got Newcastle on as well. We've got Manchester United in the ear. I'm just about to tweet this out. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, it's not on terrestrial TV in the UK. So if you are giving updates, try and make them tactical, because people like that, on how people are doing. We're doing shit for subscribers today. We're still only 200 away. When I say it, subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Come on, let's get subscribing. Bottom right hand corner to do that. You're very welcome. We're 3 minutes away from the start of the game. Yeah, just want to sort something out. Oh, I can't. Let me go back. Oh, God, that's annoying. Let me get back. I've lost my live chat. That's why I was going quiet. I got it back now. Thank you. What do I think of the lineup, Mark? Says Tashi. I think it's great. I think it's great. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with... Oh, that door's getting on my tits. That's my problem. Why are you staying open? You never bloody stay open. Prat of a door. 2 words, Anthony Taylor. Oh, is Anthony Taylor the ref? Lovely stuff. Great. Absolutely great. Obviously, I can't see. It's on... Okay. Is Ronaldo captain for today's match? Yes, he is. 3-0 today, says BLS. Thank you very much. Sorry about this. Let me pause that. Okay, looking good. Let's get those points, says JT. Let's do get those points. That United spine is looking epic, says the Alien. And Newcastle, Southampton, I think, is just about to start. And Newcastle versus Southampton has started. Visited grandfather's farm yesterday and saw Ronaldo. Oh, God, Luca, shut up. And just because you do a super chat doesn't mean you're going to get read out, by the way. It's a shame I have to keep reminding people about this. What's your favourite Robin Williams films? Watched Hook for the first time. That's from Rice and Peas. And James Byrne, thank you very much for being a member. And hi, Mark. Could give me a shout out. I've supported United all my life. It's my 50th birthday today. Says Stevens, Planes and Trains. Big shout out to Stephen. Happy birthday. We've only got one goalkeeper on the bench. What's Ten Hag doing? Says Lemet. And we've got... what was I going to say? Robin Williams, Good Will Hunting. Yeah. That would be my favourite game. So, Villa... It's like it does it on purpose. It's like it does it on purpose. It's always on a Sunday. Whenever United play on a Sunday, my internet's shit. It's good now. We're back now. Let's hope it's not going to be like that for long. But there we go. We're up and running. Refresh. Subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. Got to get through this. Got to get through this. Oh, God. Right. Rashford's playing off the right, says Crippler. Very aggressive press from Manchester United right from the off. Well, we need to see this from United today because Villa, new manager... and I thought that they might start quite energetically. What is the game on, Marks H? And it's very important that United don't let them start aggressively. Don't let them start build momentum because, as I said, first manager's game in Emery at Villa Park. They've had a week off. And if we let them get at us in the first few minutes, then the crowd will react to that. Goldbridge for Man United board, says Elmes. I'll tell you what is happening this week. Goldbridge Football Manager career mode starts on Tuesday. I've been doing a lot of prep work on it today, actually. Just setting everything up, getting through pre-season, getting ready to go. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Villa beat the press. They're good for the attack, says Lesnide. Don't like Rashford on the right, says Thick Skin. Look, you can either sync in with our timer or you can't sync in with our timer. I couldn't give a shit because the timer's there for people who want to sync in with it. If you don't want to sync in with it, don't sync in with it. But it's up to you. I'm not getting involved in time delays, and I'll just tell the mods to block you all. So you either keep up or you keep up. It's not my problem. We always have this problem when the game isn't on the TV in the UK. So, you know, well done to you if your country is competent and televises all Premier League games. Our country isn't competent, so we end up with massive delay. Simple as that. I'm so excited to watch Donny today. I don't know why. He is a player I've always wanted to see succeed. Thanks, Mark. Come on, United, says Griffin. And what am I watching? Oh, I have to listen to it, mate. You know, it's not. I can't watch it. It's not on in the UK, which is why I'm reading all your comments. Let's go, says Via. I have got Newcastle versus Southampton on, though. Props to you, Mark. You said time ago when we were a banter club that Arteta was actually good. The process does seem to be working. It's working a lot better than I thought it would, Alexander B, to be honest with you. A lot better than I thought it would. Really well. But no major starts by Arsenal. Sorry, not Arsenal. Newcastle. No, God, I'm not with it today. No really aggressive start from Aston Villa so far, which is a good thing. Although Wilfred says Villa are starting off strong, I would disagree. It sounds like Villa are passing the ball around a lot around their own half at the moment, whereas Manchester United are on the front, making it hard for them to pass through the lines. And we've already had, 5 or 6 minutes so far. Villa dominating possession, says Emil, but it's all in their own half. They're not really doing anything. Man United's line is quite high. So, yeah, it's all right at the moment. Villa are doing nothing, says B Cost. Exactly. It's a slow start, and I think that plays into our hands. I think United need this game to start off slowly because we've got a team that's playing at Villa Park. Surprise, surprise. But the tempo is slow, says Ricardo. We want the tempo to be slow because if they start fast, energetic, new manager, that could be problems for us. Thanks everyone who's getting involved with the chat, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. My score prediction, John Joe, is a little bit conservative. I've gone with a 1-1. 1-1 today. 50 memberships are going out tomorrow at 8 o'clock Monday, Sebastian. If you tuned in on time, you'd know that. Nicky says Ronaldo's not doing a lot of pressing. I think it'll be a tight game today. I think it will be a tight game for Manchester United today. I suspect Villa have scored. Oh, I tell you what, that's a terrible start for Manchester United, and it's Bailey who's scored for them. It's straight through the middle. And Manchester United, really, that is a fucking terrible start. We were just talking about the slow tempo of Aston Villa and how it's been quite a slow start. One chance, one attack, and they scored with the first one. And a lot of people putting it onto Lindelof. And I think you've got to say that it probably is on Lindelof because it's a ball through the middle. Lindelof's caught out. Leon Bailey, who's should be playing off the low, really. And that's the very first attack, and it's a terrible, terrible start for Manchester United. Lindelof just slightly out of position. It's a very good finish. It's a very good finish, really. But Well, it's Martinez who goes with him, really. Martinez is the man who's going with him. It's not Lindelof. It's Lindelof's side, but it's Martinez who goes with him. It's not Lindelof. That makes the job very difficult. That makes the job very difficult for Manchester United. 1-0 down already. It's Lindelof's side, but it's Martinez the runner. And, yeah. De Gea out. Yeah, I don't think De Gea can do anything about that. Thank you for getting us credit this season, Marky. We're top of the league. And Buzzin says, yeah, Wan, we're losing 1-0 to Aston Villa. So, pardon me for being a little bit concerned. It's a bloody nightmare of a start for Manchester United, that is, you know. And the thing is, I don't think the start by Villa had been that impressive. I think they've been quite slow. The tempo was quite slow, and I thought, you know what? New manager bounce. I thought they'd go for us in the first few minutes. They didn't. But then they get that one break, in, goal. Simple as that. Luke Shaw's just been booked as well. Both Lindelof and Martinez are at fault for this, as Antonio. Well, I don't really know what happens on the goal. That they end up switching, don't they? Lindelof must have come out of his position. Martinez had to cover. Luke Shaw's yellow card is justified. And why did not one player help Lindelof win it back? Says Sean O'Rourke. Bit sloppy defensive display from Manchester United here. And they're 1-0 down to Villa after, what, just 10 minutes. It was always, I predicted a draw. Yeah, look, no one wants to blame Martinez because Martinez shits gold. But ultimately, he's been done for pace by Bailey, hasn't he? Lindelof mistake. This would never happen with Varane. I'm sorry if it's only going to hurt you, but playing with Ronaldo is equal to playing a deep line, says Chow. Well, I predicted a draw today. I felt it was going to be a difficult one with the game on Thursday and a fresh side. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. They've got a free kick here. And I've got a bad feeling about this free kick. Especially from what I can see in the chat. It's going to be a horrible Sunday. And Villa Park erupts as it's 2-0 to Aston Villa. And they may well be beating us for the first time since 1995. 2-0 to Aston Villa inside the first 10 minutes. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's going very, very wrong. I said it might be a tight game. It's about as tight as a clown's pocket. It's loose. It's bloody loose. And it's Digne with the free kick. Shouldn't be getting beaten there. Well, actually, you can't blame the keeper. That's the Wall's job, isn't it? But there's not a lot of height on that free kick. Where's the jump? 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. I was worried when I seen the team news. This is nearly the same 11. I don't know. 2-0 Villa. What's going on here? Put the EastEnders omnibus on. I think it might be over. Oh, for God's sake. 2-0 down after 12 minutes. You can't fucking write it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Bloody hell. I think we're going to struggle. I don't think we're set up. We don't score many goals. I don't think we're set up to score 3 goals in this game. They moved the ball back like 10 inches for the free kicks as Clinton Sam. Anthony Taylor's a bold twat. Same people saying De Gea out now. We're loving him 2 days ago. We looked tired all over the pitch, says Catherine. Playing with Ronaldo is like not being able to play high line. His problem with the tactical system, says Chow. Yeah, you said that before, mate. I think with De Gea, look, you'll all get sat down tomorrow when I speak to Ben Foster and he says he's not at fault for either of those goals. None of you are goalkeepers. None of you've got a fucking clue how to play in goal. And ultimately, Luke Shaw's at fault for that, for a stupid tackle, and he's got a yellow card. And the first goal is because the centre-backs get themselves in a mess. I don't know why you're blaming David De Gea. Neither of those goals are on the goalkeeper. It's over. It's over. We need backups right now, says Els, and we are just not keeping the ball well at all, says Wright. I felt that we were... I think that against Sociedad, the refs made the wall way further than 10 yards, says Diego. Tired squad playing against a team that's rested on a new manager high. I said this in the preview, Marcus. You deserve a clap on the back. I knew this game was going to be difficult today. They've had a whole week off. They've got a new manager and it's at Villa Park. And the team is probably knackered, says Cryptic. We were tired on Thursday. You can't... this is why we're fucked after Christmas. People don't want to listen. But we are going to be fucked next season. Definitely. I say next season, after Christmas. Because they're going to keep... This is going to keep happening. The scary thing is, we don't want this to turn into Ten Hag getting battered for the third time in 3 months. Because we got battered by Brighton, we got battered by Man City. We don't want this to keep happening. But we are screwed after Christmas because we're playing 3 games a week. 3 games. You know what? I get clipped up for such irrelevant nonsense, but I wish people would clip this up. We are fucked after Christmas. We're going to play 3 games a week until May for 5 months. You're going to ask professional footballers who've played 4 or 5 months if they've been to the World Cup to then play 4 or 5 months 3 times a week. You're going to ask them to play Thursday in a competitive Europa League, and then you're going to ask them to play on a Sunday against teams that have had the whole week off. We are going to get plenty of this. You can't do it. The money men have dictated we have to do it, but you can't do it. We've then got the Glazers who probably won't spend in January, and it becomes very, very, very difficult. We are going to get very, very tired. And look, Eriksen was dreadful on Thursday. Is he going to suddenly find the energy to play well today? I hope so, but I'm not 100% sure. Villa are all over us at the moment, by the way. All over us. This could get very concerning for United very, very quickly. Souness smiling, thinking he's right about Martinez. Ronan, one sunny day doesn't make a summer. You know, an idiot can be right once a year. It's, yeah. Most other teams' fans have no idea what it's like to play this often, and we need a squad, says SK. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Oh, do we need to make a substitute? I just think Villa have got us on toast at the moment. You know, I call it the Ward-Prowse effect. A decent free kick can go in from that area. You know, you're always looking for an excuse, but a decent free kick, that's a decent place to have a free kick, and Digne's hit it well. The first goal is just sloppy defending, but 2-0 down away from home when they've got a new manager. It's going to be very, very difficult for us. Van der Beek shouldn't be starting. DJ says City. Stefan, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Eric Ten Hag, team set up to fail today. No sugarcoating it, says Kif. Lads, it's Villa. Luke Shaw's tackle was a tactical one. Martinez had given the ball away and Shaw came in for recovery. Not our centre-backs today, says Karin. Big trouble. We're in big trouble here. It's character building if we can come back. Oh, God. Threats are coming from the wings. We need to clip that. Ronaldo captaincy is stained, says Christopher. Martinez and Delo look exhausted, says Mario Franco. Mate, it is an excuse, but it's a valid excuse. You can't play this much football. You just can't. You just can't do it. You think we're missing Bruno? No. Ham, I don't. I really don't. They burnt all their energy playing Spurs, says Jay. We can still come back into this game. We can. It's going to take a bloody big miracle. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. West Ham are winning 1-0 against Crystal Palace, by the way. I forgot that they were even playing. Someone said we need Maguire. I need Maguire like I need bloody Piles. I mean, what's Harry Maguire going to do against the team that's all over us, running, you know, making midfield runs? Don't confuse me with the other Ronan who's talking out his arse, is Ronan. Okay. Thanks for the super chats, by the way, everyone. Man United are 2-0 down to Aston Villa already. I'll tell you what, talk about being tired. I feel fucking tired. I feel like I feel like I'm asleep. We don't score many goals. That's our big problem. I think Maguire would suit this game more than Lindelof. Why? Do you watch football, FB? I mean, I appreciate the super chat, but you've sort of highlighted... I mean, super chats are great. I really appreciate them. Thanks for helping the community. But you do sort of put a big flag up that everyone reads your comment. Why do you think Maguire would suit this game? I'm massively interested why you think a slow, good-in-the-air centre-back would help us when we've got to try and get back into the game and play higher up the pitch. This is all Ronaldo's fault. Shaw should be captain, says Al. You know, there's nothing like being 2-0 down and panicking fans who just can't move for their agenda. It's De Gea's fault. It's Ronaldo's fault. It's Donny's fault. We need Maguire. We need Bruno. It's Luke Shaw's fault. It's Rashford's fault. It's Eriksen's fault. It's Ten Hag's fault. Like, that's all you get. Sometimes you can be 2-0 down in a game because the opposition have caught you out, and we've been caught out twice. I don't think there's the only sub I would think about, and this will shock you, would be Fred for Eriksen, and maybe put Eriksen where Donny is. But I think it's too early to do that. I don't think there's a player on the bench I'd go, you're going to make a change at this point. I don't. We miss Varane massively. Any idiot knows that we're a lot worse without Varane in the team. But I don't see what Harry Maguire brings to this team. You know, we miss Anthony. We do. We miss Anthony. Garnacho's a young player. There's a few problems with this team. And of course, Villa have got a lot of confidence. They've got a lot of freshness. They've got a lot of impressing to do. They're at home. It's a new manager bounce. It was always a recipe for this. Ronans are letting us down with the knowledge, says Ronan Mason. Eric Ten Hag should switch Garnacho with Anthony at half-time. Anthony's not on the bench, mate. Ben, not on the bench. Anthony Martial's on the bench. Sub Ronaldo for Maguire and watch Maguire magic, says Speedy. We are getting dominated here. Need to play Wan-Bissaka. Delo needs a rest, says Farley. Mark, I've been saying for weeks now that even if we have been picking up the wins, we're as good as Tottenham, but we are playing better football, says Jack. Long way to go yet in this game. Trust our manager, people, says Paul O'Brien. Apparently there's a cracking tackle by Casemiro just then. at least it's a bit of effort. At least it's a bit of passion. As Dio just said it there. Great tackle by Casemiro. Surprised Anthony Taylor didn't give a yellow card, really. Still 0-0 with Newcastle. United need to release Ronaldo and play Wan-Bissaka, says Alron. And what do you think the score prediction will be, says Jack? Well, we are 2-0 down, Jack, so my prediction has changed a bit. Twitter is tearing Lindelof apart. It's beautiful, says United 95. And I think Fred should play instead of Donny. Too much attacking players on the pitch, says EJ. Look, I couldn't give a shit about what Twitter or TikTok's doing. They're right as much as they're wrong. But can somebody just explain to me why agenda takes over, proper football analysis these days? It's almost like you can't have an honest take. You've got to go with agenda. Martinez is quite clearly at fault for both of those goals. The pass to Luke Shaw is short, so Luke Shaw has to make the tackle that leads to the free kick. And Martinez is running alongside Leon Bailey. And he beats him for pace. Now, Lindelof may well have a part to play in that, but you can't ignore it just because Martinez has been fantastic. I despair at this agenda-driven analysis. Like, Martinez has been unbelievable, but he's clearly not had a very good start to this game. Why can't we just be honest? It was not Lindelof who was running alongside Leon Bailey. It was Martinez. So, everyone's bloody clapping their hands and having an early Christmas present because Martinez is Lindelof starting over Maguire. Then we concede 2 goals and it's like, who can I scapegoat for this? Whole point of being about a team is that you take collective responsibility. I think both goals, there's numerous areas of blame. What about the midfield? Allowing them to get at our back four? I don't think Ten Hag will be sat there going, fucking Lindelof, you're out the team next week. Is it just Eric Ten Hag looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin today, angry and looking to give the stunner to every United player right now, says hey. We need a whole team in January. Players are getting fatigued, says Salim. I've just put a tweet out about it, actually. I think we're going to really struggle after Christmas. I keep saying it. People don't want to listen, but I really do think we're going to struggle after Christmas. I think we've got a lot of things to do. Too much football. Too much football. And obviously Eric Ten Hag might not realise that. Lots of time left, says Hunter. Well, at least we haven't conceded for 10 minutes. We've stabilised. Bruno is the heart of our team. Get that Donny off, says Kelly. Bruno suspended, can't play. Has Van der Beek touched the ball a single time? He's been anonymous, says Dusk. Yeah, but again, I think you're doing what I would describe as bias analysis. You're trying to individualise a collective loss. I don't know. There's nothing about this game that makes me go, that's because of him, that's because of him. Like Rashford's been anonymous, Garnacho's been anonymous, Ronaldo's been anonymous, Donny's been anonymous, Eriksen's been anonymous. You know, the defence has been at fault for the goals. Like, it's a collective thing, and until we will never progress if we don't assess in a balanced way. It's shit. It's not good enough, but it's actually collective. I hate manager rebound games, says Alexander. Yeah, we needed to play Villa with Gerrard. But 2-0 can be a dangerous scoreline. You get one back, things can change. Next goal will decide this game, says Christopher. Yeah, if we get the next goal, Villa will panic because they'll be like, we want to win here. The disappointing thing for me is it's very unlikely that we're going to win now because 2-0, we don't score many goals. I think we're averaging less than 2 goals a game. I don't think Donny's been that bad so far, to be honest. Rashford off the right is a problem. You know, we're thin up front, aren't we? Win as a team, failing as a team. No player FC, says Mohammed. There is a huge gap in our midfield, says Hamada. I think Eriksen again's a problem. It's got vibes of Brentford at the moment. Finn, thank you very much for the super chat there. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. United are losing 2-0. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. Player ratings after this. Donny isn't helping tracking back Bruno, but disappeared. Hasses look very leggy. Game far from over, says Alec. Also, Donny isn't... I've done that one. This is so clearly due to fatigue. Press has all but disappeared, says Alec. You can't play this much football. Guys, we're in the process of a rebuild. Trust in our team and our manager, says Seko. Don't attack our players. We win and lose together, I believe. I love that. Absolutely love that comment there from Seko. I've been saying this a while now. We can't individualise every bloody thing that we do because we'll never progress. We've got what we've got. First thing first is stabilise here. Stabilise this performance. 200 away from 524,000, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We need to stabilise this performance. Resuscitate and stabilise. You know, we're flatlining, let's be honest. But in the past, this game would become like Watford. It would become like... Brentford. We've got to stabilise. With or without Ronaldo, the attack struggles, says Tao. We don't create enough chances, mate. We don't create enough chances. No excuses. Arsenal played on Thursday as well. Well, we can't compare ourselves to everybody, mate. We just don't have much combativeness in the midfield. Great when we have the ball, but not great when we haven't got it. SK, you basically just described the issue that we have with Eriksen and Donny. You've got Casemiro, who's a battler, and then you've got two players that are more technical. And I think that, you know, maybe a Fred in a game like this would have been a good idea. But obviously, that's not what we've gone with. Take Garnacho off and put Fred on. Nice ball into Donny in the channel. I think we should play 4-4-2 and attack more. We just can't concede the next goal, Darren. That's the most important thing. Don't concede the next goal. Score the next goal. Open the game up. Marcus, you said many times before, you can't trust these players. They've always had a performance like this in them, says Brad. That's where I'm at the moment, Brad. I mean, obviously, loads of people are going to be loving the fact that we're getting beat 2-0. But if we can find a goal back and find a way back, sometimes you need a performance like this. We've never done this. We've never found our way back from 2-0 down after 10 minutes. 2-0 down after 10 minutes turns into 4-0 down at half time, and then they get a bollocking, and then they end up just keeping it 4-0. What might be good for us if we can be 2-0 down and find a way back into a game like this, because at some point then you start to deliver that changeability that yes, we can bounce back. What's your opinions on the young Scottish... Yeah, I'm not reading that, Alron. Put Eriksen on the right, have him deep line out and ship them in like Beckham, says Curtis. This isn't an Ollie team with favourites. Ten Hag is our manager. Let's drop the individual hate, says the Inquisition. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. Manchester United. (2-0) down against Aston Villa. Still looking the more likely team to score. I mean, what I absolutely love is Jacob Ramsey. Played so well against us last season twice. I think we played them in the Cup and in the League in January last season. And Jacob Ramsey for Villa was brilliant in both games. He's been poor this season. And lo and behold, new manager, he's like the player he was last year. Don't you just hate new manager bounce? We're not missing... I love the contradiction of people saying we're missing Bruno's energy. Because when Bruno plays, he's shit. He's fucking shit. He gives the ball away all the time. As soon as Bruno's not here, he's suddenly bloody prime De Bruyne, isn't he? Oh, it's because of De Bruyne. It's because of De Bruno. We're missing De Bruno. And yet people slag him off all the time. Newcastle are winning 1-0. It's Almiron. Sit down, Jack Grealish. Newcastle lead 1-0. That's not good for us either. Garnacho's had a good shot. Well saved by Martinez. I'm just waiting for the Almiron goal here. They're so good, Newcastle, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Straight through the midfield. Got a bit lucky, Almiron, actually. Took it well. Ronaldo's just had a shot as well. Big save. Oh, it's my man, Bella Kotchup. Oh, Bella Kotchup misses the tackle on Almiron. Scores 1-0. Who would win a scrap? Lewis Dunk or Harry Maguire, says Kai. Roller coaster season comment you made comes to mind and more reason. January transfer window will make or break our season, says Edward. Martinez made a good save from Garnacho, by the way. And then Ronaldo probably should have scored with the header. Good save with the feet. Donny is the new Alessandro Zarelli, says Pete. Hi, Mark. What happened to our new manager bounce against Brighton, says Neil. Yeah, we didn't even get one, did we? Ranić's only lasted half an hour. Thank God for Mark keeping us sane, says Luke. Thank you very much, Luke. Got to score the next goal. United should sign Jonathan Davies. He's a good striker, says Alron. Daryl, thank you very much for joining the members club. Oh, I might not do Liverpool versus Spurs if we lose. I'm going to take my ball and go home. This is a rubbish Sunday. Super Sunday. Shithouse Sunday. Swivel on it. I'm not doing the football fill-in tomorrow either, Ben. I'm not watching football anymore. I'm fed up of it. Newcastle are winning. Arsenal have won. We're losing 2-0. Timo Ronaldo, says Bradley. Oh, Maguire is coming on. Weird. Must be an injury. Why would you bring Maguire on when we're 2-0 down? I'm stunned by this. Really stunned by this. Well, must be an injury. You don't make a sub like that, surely. You know, we're trying to play on the front foot. Welcome to the Members Club, Connor and Daryl. With another super chat from Mason. He says, considering Liverpool's recent form, do you think Derby can go to Anfield on Wednesday and get a result? Is that the Carabao? Dendon, welcome to the Members Club. I mean, he might not be coming on. I think somebody just saw him take off his Tanard. Maybe he's finished his stewarding work. I don't know. Thoughts on Wan-Bissaka leaving on loan to Palace, Mark? Sell him, GG. I wouldn't understand why you'd bring Maguire on, because we need to score. Jack, Mark, let's be honest, mate. We're riding the bus until the wheels fell off. It was like nice while a couple of wins lasted. The plasters come off, says Jack. Maguire on to shore up the defence. It's like buying super glue from Poundland, says Nick P. I don't think Martinez looks injured. I don't think Lindelof looks injured. Maybe he's coming on up front. I don't know whether he's coming on, actually. I don't think he is coming on. Maguire coming on as second striker. I don't think he is coming on. There's no... apparently there's no... I think what happened is somebody saw him warming up and then he took off his thing. I don't think people give Ronaldo enough credit, says Jake, when he isn't scoring the amount of space he creates for other players. I can't believe we're only 8 minutes away from half time. DJ says there'd be days like this. Oh, mate, look, I think people are expecting me to be melting down. I'm very, very happy with what Ten Hag is doing, but I'm also very realistic that we finished 8th last year, and we've still got a lot of those players here. I could see this. I said it in the build up to the game. I said the most stereotypical prediction for this game was that Villa, new manager bounce at Villa Park, whole week off. They're going to give us a bloody hard game, and unfortunately, it's happened. We've gone 2-0 down, but we've stabilised since then. And unlike Brentford, where it was 4-0. We have got a chance of coming back into it. Our biggest problems beside Leon Bailey has been Watkins holding the ball up. Too strong for Lindelof. I hate Maguire, but he needs to come on, says Justice. We were 6th last year, but we were shit last year, let's be honest. I'm not arguing with people about 6th or 8th. I mean, fucking hell. What a trophy. All right, I got it wrong. It wasn't 8th, it was 6th. What a trophy. Just woke up. Go back to sleep, Jack. That's my advice. Connor says we're still in this game. We win together, we lose together. It's going to be a roller coaster this season, but Eriksen looks knackered. Fred for Eriksen for me. Just not at the races. Needs a break. We've had a couple of chances. Ronaldo had a header saved by Martinez. We had a chance for Garnacho. Why am I being asked about Wan-Bissaka leaving? I've got no idea whether he is or he isn't. I don't think Luke Shaw's having a great game. Well, let's be honest. Let's not individualise it. Nobody's having a great game, are they? What will happen? What needs to come? Screw your head on though and relax. What needs to happen in this game? United need to score next. Because as long as we score next, Villa will start to play within themselves. They've shot their load, so to speak. But we've got to score first. If Villa score the next goal, they'll go for 4 or 5. If we score the next goal, they'll start to go, shit, let's keep hold of what we've got. It's very important that we score the next goal. Seko, this might be the game where we put in Iqbal. Can't get any worse. I don't think you'd put a young player in away from home 2-0 down. Lovely ball out by Manchester United there. Look, nobody's standing out for Manchester United at the moment. We're 2-0 down. Nothing like a Brentford game, Man United fighting, says Neil. Braden says, fixture congestions for us, injuries and squad depth killing us right now. This schedule is a joke. Tired of fair weather fans freaking out and turning on players. I agree, Braden. I think, Gary Neville says, shocking start, but I think we could bounce back. Garnacho will create, looks lively, put crosses in the box, and Ronaldo will do his magic. United we stand. I think we'd all love a point from here, wouldn't we? And a point against Villa isn't a terrible result if we can turn it around. But I would get Fred on. Corner to United. Would you bring Ronaldo on second half? You cheeky get! You cheeky bloody get! Get out! Fucking joke! Would I bring Ronaldo? I know what you're doing. Would I bring Ronaldo on second half? You cheeky bastard. Do one. Would I bring Ronaldo on second half? Who do you think you are? Get out! Wash your mouth out, you cheeky bastard. Would I bring Ronaldo on second half? Absolute disgrace. I'd have laughed if I wasn't so angry. I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. I think anybody who's I don't look. Football fan opinion is all about different things, but I don't get people who are getting angry about individuals and stuff like that. We're a team. I'm behind this manager. I'm behind these players. If he decides to bring Maguire on, I'm behind Maguire. We've just got to go with what we've got. There are mitigating circumstances that we do have to look at. For me, we've got to bring players in January, but that won't be on the manager, will it? I think we need half time. We need to get to half time and get the manager to give him a bit of a kick in the arse. But yeah. You can do player ratings after the game. Links in the video description. Well, it's not there yet. I'm lying. Oh, I need to stand up. I need to stand up. You know, everyone's had their lunch in my house. They've had a lovely roast dinner. Mine's in the microwave. I'm starving. United are losing. I might just go and get it and eat it in front of you. Oh, hamstrings. I think we might be about ready for some good news. Oh. Luke Shaw, 2-1 Manchester United. I think there's a bit of luck to it, but it's game on. It's game on for Manchester United with Luke Shaw making it 2-1 right on half time. It's the most dangerous score in football, 2-0. Well, it's 2-1 now, and it's Luke Shaw, Roberto Carlos. They're not celebrating much, Manchester United, but they have scored, and I tell you what, it's game on. And Villa are going to shit themselves now. I'm telling you, they've got to stay ahead. They've got to stay ahead for a long time. They've not beat us at Villa Park in the league since 1995. It's a wicked deflection. Oh, it's wicked, I'm telling you. Deflects off the back of a Villa player. Martinez can do nothing about it, but it's game on, and it's Manchester United 2-1. Roberto Carlos. And Manchester United, I told you, you've got to fight back. You've got to fight back. All you people, Lindelof, De Gea, Bruno, Donny, it's all their fault. Where are you now, eh? Where are you now? It's 2-1 at half time. The fight back's coming. This is the Ten Hag way, where you don't individualise it, you stick together. You stick together. And it's 2-1 Manchester United. Come on, lads. Let's go. Let's go. Momentum. They'll shit themselves in the second half. Hi, Mark. First time Super Chat. Love the channel. Hope you and your family are well. Didn't see the armband on Ronaldo, says Jake. Thank you very much. United 2. Villa 2. Aston Villa 1. We're not quite at half time yet, but yeah, sit down, haters. I can't be doing with it, though. It's a rebuild. We can't be. I'll save that for half time, actually. I'll save that for half time. They're gonna drop now, Villa. They're gonna be like, ooh, what do we do in the second half? You shit yourselves. Get your nappies on. Pampers FC. Lucky goal for Manchester United. Somebody said there should have been a penalty there. Oh, handballs. God knows. Look, it depends what the ref is, but yeah, I don't know about handballs anymore. Go get your roast dinner, Mark. 3-2 incoming, says Grant. We've got to be a bit careful of Villa on the... But you know what? I'm absolutely over the moon with Manchester United. It's half-time, and I'm absolutely over the moon with Manchester United because we have had it tough. 3-2 incoming, says Connor. We've had it tough, of course. We know that. We have had it tough. And I feel that, let me just tweet out the halftime thing. We've had it tough. We've been beaten quite a few times where we turn up to Leicester, we turn up to Watford, we turn up to Brighton, we turn up to Brentford, and we get turned over, and we deserve to get turned over. Well, I tell you what, that is important today. And we might still lose this game, but even if we lose this game 2-1, and I don't think we will, that could easily have turned to 3 or 4-0 at half-time. Easily could have been 3 or 4-0 at half-time. So to have that 2-1... and basically just work your way back in. That's what we've done there, haven't we? We've just worked our way back in. And as I said, that's progression. Because it easily could have been 3 or 4-0. It easily could have gone that way. And that's why the next goal was so important. If Villa get the third goal, it's over. If we get the next goal, and we've probably got it a bit ahead of schedule. I thought we'd go in 2-0 down at half-time and work our way back in. 2-1 at half-time. That's going to make Emery go, you know what? We're winning this game. We've got to go again. And from Ten Hag's point of view, he can right all the wrongs. There's comeback ability here. Trusting our team, our manager, believing it will happen, loving the whole team's attitude, even Ronaldo, says Seko. And as you said, Bart, mine, just not dropping the heads, but keep fighting. You know what, Xander? Let the haters hate. The point here is that we are losing that game because we played on Thursday night. We're knackered. We're exhausted. We're playing a team that's got a new manager bounce. They're at home. They've had the whole week off. They've come at us. They're energised, they're excited, the crowd's up for it. We've just played a difficult game on Thursday night. We're tired. We want to come here and just grind a result out. We don't really want to be having to play energetic football. That's just natural. We go 2-0 down and you're like, now it's a test of character because you're still tired. And it's like, do you just capitulate? Do you go and weakly into the night and lose 3 or 4-0? No, they fought back, and that's important. And you know what as well? I'm tired of this. I'll call it out. Even if we go on to lose this game, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. De Gea's fault. Bruno's not playing. Donny's shit. Lindelof. This, that, and other. I've heard nothing in that game that's made me go, we're losing 2-0 because of one player or two player. The whole team has underperformed, and the whole team has got us back into it. Individualising things is not what we should be doing under Erik Ten Hag. Those days of dressing room leaks and splits and toxicity and weak management and favouritism, it's gone. We've got a manager now that's trying to build something. But we can play a part in that. We can play a part in rebuilding as a fan base because we need to stop going after individual players and trying to stick together and make it a collective. Look at what happened with Arteta. Arteta at Arsenal had some fans behind him and some fans that weren't with him. They printed T-shirts, they slagged off certain players. Why is he picking him? Why is he not being picked? And eventually what happened is Arteta's now got a team that's fighting for the league. He's been backed, he's brought his own players in. You know, there was uproar about what he did with Aubameyang. Aubameyang's now running around for Chelsea, losing to Arsenal. You know, we've got to stick behind this manager and give him a chance. Agree, Mark, just got caught cold at the beginning and we're tired. It happens, says Mank in Chicago. Villa caught us off guard, says Connor. Just took some time to build up. We were the better team for the second half of that half. Connor, you're right. I think Donny's done well for a guy in his second game in a few months. Yeah, grown into the game one. This match is a necessary test of our team's mentality. Tired and against a new manager. No more downing tools and 4-0 thrashings to weaker teams, says Iram. Crazy number of crosses in the box. Clearly shows Erik Ten Hag is transitioning to crossings and headers. That was from Neil. Daniel's been a member for 7 months. Thank you, Daniel. Shoberto Carlos back. I'm so hyped. I jumped so high off my couch. It was a lucky goal, but we needed it. Hi, love from Sydney, Australia. You're the go. Thank you very much, says AFC Max. Look, I don't know what's going to happen in the second half. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the second half, but I'm happy. I've always said, United Stand, live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning, of course, at 10 o'clock. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But the great thing about regularly having this community where we digest and consume and discuss Manchester United in such depth is that things get said that remain consistent. This season will be a roller coaster. We will not win every game. And every time we concede, we can't go agenda. We win as a team and we concede as a team. And I think loads of you have hit the nail on the head. We started that half badly. Collectively, we started it badly. Collectively, we conceded 2 goals. collectively, we've got ourselves back into the game. We've had chances and we need to go again in the second half. What we can't do is start the second half like the first half and let Villa score first. Love your content, Mark, says Cunell, and he got his job. Well done. It's Maguire's fault, says Zidane. No matter what happens this season, we need to stick with Ten Hag. Let's take this in the second half. Cheers from Irish Pub in Chicago. Shout out to your Irish pub. Caleb says United are growing into the game. Took a while to wake up. Issue seems to be rotation when we press. Too easy to pass around. English pundits eagerly waiting for full time to call out Ronaldo, Martinez, Casemiro and David De Gea, says Varane. Let's not let them. Let's not let them. I mean, would you make any changes at half time? Why is Maguire not playing up front? Again, he played well, says Michael. And maybe because Danny van der Beek looks similar to Eriksen, but I feel Danny van der Beek is a ghost until I randomly see him show up in the box creating things, says Joe. I think, look, I don't want to individualise it. I feel that Christian Eriksen is tired and looks tired. I think that, you know, a lot of players are tired and look tired. But would I make any changes at half-time? I think there's a risky change you could make at half-time. I do. I think that you could bring Fred on for Eriksen and try and get a bit of energy in the midfield. You could do that. Luke's saying to do that as well. I don't think he will do it because he likes Eriksen too much. But I think that Jacob Ramsey's having a good game for Villa. Diaz, isn't it? And Dendoncker are very, very tenacious. I do just wonder whether Casemiro could just do with a little bit of help. Thing is, he might bring McTominay on, and I'd rather keep Eriksen on. If it's Fred for Eriksen, I'd think about doing it. Now, attacking-wise, you've got Martial. We're going to have to use that Martial sub at some point, and I certainly would use it at some point. Whether it's... the problem is we haven't got a right side. Rashford off the right-hand side, bless him, he doesn't like it. He's not good off there. Garnacho can't do it. So you've got to get Rashford to do it. We're massively missing Sancho and Anthony because that right-hand side... it just isn't working. Can't believe we will not buy another forward in winter. The PR spin about focus on the summer must be quashed. Paper-thin forward options will cost us, says Nick J. And also, need the Martial and Maguire magic up front, Mark, says Will. It'd be interesting to see what he does subs-wise. It will be interesting to see what he does subs-wise. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks for all the super chats as well. We're on the road to 525,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Manchester United losing 2-1. But a bit of positivity in the fan base because we know Rome was not built in a day. We know that this squad is going to struggle playing Thursday to Sunday. We know that we've got injuries. We know that we haven't really got a right-hand side. But we also know that Aston Villa at 2-0 up after 10 minutes, you're expecting a Brentford. You're expecting a Man City. You're expecting them to go on and beat us comfortably. The fact that we've worked our way back into it, it's not admirable. It's not ideal, but it's a step forward. And you know what? I think if we can get back and win this game 3-2, or if we can get back and draw this game 2-2, I would be saying to those players, you can do this. You can come back. You can do this because you normally wouldn't. And that's progression. If we can tie or win, it will show how much growth we've achieved, says Tim. The old ways would have seen this team give up. So much negativity. People need to stop bitching and support the team. Let's go United, says Tim. Agree with not individualising. Don't like Marcus on the right. Get him on the left and throw Tony, says Daniel Kirk. Look, I could easily individualise this. I could say that Martinez has had a big part in both those goals we conceded. Lindelof's got to take responsibility. Luke Shaw as well. Where's the midfield? It looks lethargic. Eriksen. Rashford on the right's not working. I could start individualising it if I wanted to. I won't be individualising David De Gea, by the way. I mean, I'll get Ben Foster tomorrow when he's on the show to look at both those goals. But for me, neither of those goals are goalkeeping errors. The free kick's right in the post on the side of the wall, and De Gea's at full stretch. So what's he supposed to do about that? And the Leon Bailey goal is just he hits it early and he hits it hard and low. It's a good finish. So. I don't agree with that. But I don't agree with individualising it anyway. I mean, Rashford's doing a job for us on the right-hand side. He's not a right winger. We've got nobody else. So are we going to criticise Rashford? Lindelof and Martinez are our best centre-back pairing with no Varane. So, look, and they're playing a lot of football. I don't see the point in individualising it. I think sometimes a football game's a game of 90 minutes. The time to assess people's performance is when you do the player ratings, which we do. If we come back and win this game 3-2, then those first 2 goals will mean nothing because the team collectively will have worked their way back. What about bringing on Palestri, says Jared? I don't see any younger players coming on. Why is it not half-time on your end, says Dale? It is half-time. We're lacking effort from Rashford. That has nothing to do with his ability, says Kashi. Interesting there. Just turn... Why is that even on? Off. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't know what we've got on the bench. I do know that we've got Fred on the bench. McTominay's on the bench. Malacia, Martial. We've got options on the bench. Martial's on the bench, as I've said. I think that's something that we should probably look at as well. Ronaldo to the right, Rashford to the left. Ben Chappell, what are you on about? Ronaldo to the right. Ronaldo can't play on the fucking wing anymore. It's not 20 years ago. We can't put Ronaldo on the wing. That's not going to happen. You can't put Ronaldo on the wing. We may end up benching Ronaldo in the second half, but we can't put Ronaldo on the wing. That's not going to happen. We can't do that. We just can't do that. We can't put Ronaldo on the wing. We've got to go with Ronaldo through the middle. And we've got to try and get what we can from the second half with what we've got. Hopefully it'll work. We could go with 2 up front. That's an option. But look, I don't think he'll make any changes at half-time. For me, the biggest change would be to get hold of the midfield, which you could argue we've done anyway in the last 20 minutes. But I do worry about Jacob Ramsey. I think he's a really good talent, and I think that the way that they've played the game so far, he's going to keep breaking from that midfield, and I just do wonder whether we could just do with a little bit more energy from somebody like a Fred, just to match up. You know, maybe that would help. I just want to go through the stats here just very, very quickly with you as well. 50-50 possession. We've had more shots. We've both had the same amount of shots on target. We've had more corners. Passes are about the same. Our passing accuracy should be better. They've got a better passing accuracy than us. But a very, very equal game. And I think you'd take that because it shows that we've worked our way back into the game. So a bit of credit where it's due. Couple of super chats. Hi Mark, think we're going to win 3-2, says Mark. I don't know. I'm very happy that we've got 1 goal back. We can't keep moving Rashford around the front line and then complain about inconsistency, says Les. He's doing a job today, Lars. He's doing a job. There's no doubt about that. Welcome to the Members Club, Jim. Stage is set for perfect Ronaldo equaliser, says Utz. We just got to... I think the most important thing, if I was Eric Ten Hag, the most important thing I would do in the second... in the dressing room is I'd say, look, we've got 45 minutes to get back into this game. Let's go and win it, but let's get back into it first. Villa aren't just going to sit back. They've got half time as well. They'll know we're going to get tired. They'll think we're going to get tired. They've got the fans behind them. Those fans they'll have had their coffee. They'll have had a think. They'll be going, look, we're still winning. Let's get behind the team. They're going to try and come at us the first 10 minutes. We don't normally start the second half very well. They're going to come at us in the second half. That first 10 minutes is key. Let's get the ball. Let's pass the ball better. Let's not allow them to do what they did in the first 10 minutes and get the next goal, because it's going to be very hard to come back from 3-1. We've got to defend better. We've got to use the ball better. Let's do it. Already seeing a post Ronaldo removing captain's armband, bunch of media nonsense starting about Ronaldo again, says Quinton. Okay, and winners create their own luck, keep pushing forward, put the ball in the dangerous areas and it will come. Finish quite positive after a slow start, says Nail Gun. Thank you everybody. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're just waiting to get this second half up and running. Player ratings in the second half. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. You're very welcome. We're on the road to 525,000, by the way, as well. Thanks, everyone, tuning in. We are tired. I've got a mate who's actually at the game who's a Villa fan, and he just said, real lifeline for you there. You look very leggy. He's at the game. He's a Villa fan. Tonight, remember we've got the fan forum tonight at 7 o'clock. I'll do my match reaction straight after this, and then I'm going straight over to do Liverpool trip to Spurs on That's Football. So we're pushing the fan forum back to 7 o'clock in its normal slot. Do you think we played best with Rashford as a number 9, says Jacob? I like Rashford off the left, Jacob. Yeah, I like United. I like Rashford at the left. United are ready to go. They're on the pitch. Villa players haven't come out yet. Villa are going to score again, says Derek. Which way we going? Ten Hag's on the pitch with the players at the moment. No changes, but he's on the pitch with them. Giving them a bit of advice. What's your thoughts on Newcastle? Almiron's on fire, says Darren. Well, you should have the league table going round at the moment. As things stand on that league table, it's quite interesting as it goes round. Newcastle right in amongst it. If we lose, and Chelsea have lost already, and Spurs lose to Liverpool, Newcastle, no European football, open checkbook in January, St Maximum and Isaac to come back. I think it could be very good for them. I mean, look at them there. They're up to third place. That's what I mean. I think some of the players are not working hard due to injuries and fears of the World Cup, says Manoj. You might have something. You might be right about that. You might be right about that. I don't know. Right, we're ready to go for the second half here. Let me get the timer going for you. And we're off. Villa started off straight away. It was like a fucking FIFA glitch. They started straight away, just ran straight through and had a shot. Straight from the kickoff. Feeble tackle by Ericsson and a straight shot from outside the box from Bailey. They're revitalised though, aren't they? I mean, look, that's not our problem. We're United fans. It's not our problem to moan about Villa's effort levels. Those effort levels are going to be there, aren't they? They've got a new manager. They're playing for their places. They want to bounce. Hi, Mark. What do you think about João Felix rumours? I think he costs a lot of money, Hunter. I'd love him at United. Let's turn it around. It's Erik Ten Hag's time now, says Franco. Bruno suspended. He's not been dropped. No. Newcastle leading 1-0. Yeah, could do with Southampton equalising there. Thanks everyone who's watching. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. See if United can get back into this game. Be a very good result if we can. Remember, Villa have not beaten Manchester United in the Premier League since 1995 at Villa Park. This record is big. It's 27 years. 27 years. I played the game. I remember that. I remember that game. You can't win it with kids. I remember that game. I played that game. I was playing it right back for Manchester United. I'm quite happy with United just feeling their way back into this game in the half. Kill the momentum of Aston Villa. Let them. I want to see Villa defending and counter-attacking. It will allow us to conserve energy a lot better. Martial's an option to come on, Leo, definitely. But Emery's a bit of a counter-attacking coach anyway. So if it's going to be us attacking them, good. I'm here for that. I thought there was a penalty for Southampton there, but it's not been given. Swapping Rashford and Garnacho is worth a try. I think it's 3-1 to Villa. It is. What did I say about Jacob Ramsey, eh? What did I say about the start of the half? Fuck it. You can lead a horse to water, but they won't fucking drink it, will they? Absolute ridiculous. Ridiculous. Fucking... the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. How do you get back into a game and then come out in the second half and do the same thing again? Like, who's marking Jacob Ramsey? He's completely unmarked. Martinez with a bad ball out from the back. I mean, there's not a lot wrong here. Lindelof stands his man up. The cross comes in, but he's completely unmarked on the edge of the box. Like, who's picking up the midfield runner? It's not Casemiro because he's helping out Lindelof. It's got to be fucking It's got to be Eriksen. It's got to be Eriksen. Just so disappointing. It's such an easy goal for Villa as well. I mean, they're not even having to work hard. All that work to get back into it, and then you go and gift the goal up like that. I mean, I did say at half time, I don't like to be right, but I did feel that you've got to... Eriksen's not played well on Thursday. He's not played well tonight. The energy of Fred... I'm not saying Fred would have picked up the runner, but that goal's on the midfield, by the way. If you've never played the game, that's about... I played the game. That's on the midfield. Like, you can't blame... All right, Martinez gives the ball away, but Casemiro's backing Lindelof up. Lindelof tracks his man. The cross comes in. It's not even a good cross. You just need to be marking up. Cold Blood says the defence is sleeping today. What the hell are they doing? Eriksen, Martinez, and Lindelof. Well, I disagree with you, Cold Blood. I think people are desperate to blame Lindelof, but I don't think Lindelof does anything wrong there. I think that's just completely and utterly crap, lazy. I mean, I'd be fuming. I'd be fuming if I was Ten Hag, because you're 2-1. You've just had a half-time team talk. Their first attack, no one's picking up a runner. Jack says the midfield and defence are deader than a beach whale in the sun. Just fucking despair. I said as well, don't we? We don't start second halves very well. We conceded 3 goals in the first few minutes of both halves. Billy said, I thought you said Villa would crumble. Yeah, well, they would do if we put some pressure on. All out assault, get Martial on, says Ben. Maybe Eriksen's Ten Hag's weakness, you know. Maybe we do have a favourite. The problem is, Eriksen is so important in feeding the midfield, the defence to the attack, that I don't think he likes taking him off. But I did a video for the members. Like, Eriksen's defensive stats are shit. Like, he's just not... He's not very combative. He's very good on the ball, but he's not very good at protecting the defence or winning the ball back, which is a problem, of course. It's so difficult. It's so difficult because... I don't think anybody's marking Jacob Ramsey. I think Eriksen goes with Bendia. I just don't think... I don't know who's meant to be going with Jacob Ramsey there. Robert McCormack says that Martinez has had a play in all 3 goals for Villa. He's not had a very good game today. I love Martinez, but he's not had a very good game today. And I don't know why people can't call that out, because that's agenda. That is an agenda. No, I'm going to blame De Gea. I'm going to blame Ronaldo. I'm going to blame Donny. I'm going to blame Lindelof. But Martinez has had a bad game. Delo had a couple of bad games a month ago. It's called being overplayed. Van Dijk has bad games. Like, you're going to have a bad game. We're going to struggle, though, now. 3-1 down. Away from home. Second game in 3 days. Ericsson was on a runner already. It was the second runner who was unmarked. Yeah, Cole, I agree with you. Casemiro's backing up Lindelof. So is it Donny? Is it Donny who should be tracking back? There was nobody to... They're playing with a midfield three. One of their men was unmarked on the edge of the box. We miss Bruno in the press as chaos. Fallon says Donny doesn't track back. It's hard to think what to do. It's hard to know what to do. It's not Ericsson there. I love Donny van der Beek, but he should be tracking back. It was 3v2 on the breaks as the Riddler. And move Ericsson to 10 and put Fred next to Casemiro and take Donny off, says Jack. Has Ericsson got the legs to go and play at number 10? Oh, Danny Mings has got an injury. Southampton. Oh, that was crap by Walcott. What am I about? What a miss by Shea Adams that was. What am I on about? Danny Mings. It's Tyrone Mings, isn't it? Danny Ings and Tyrone Mings. Danny Mings, what a player, says just Kevin. You know what? I'm not even... I don't know how everybody else feels. I'm not raging because I think Man United have got the right manager and we will improve. And I also said it in my preview, said it before the game. I knew that this could be a difficult game for us today. I think it was the perfect storm of bad situation for United. Thursday night took a lot out of us. Villa have got a new manager. They've had the week off. It's at Villa Park. We've got no one who can play on the right wing. It's disappointing, but it's not stressful for me to... Well, it's always stressful. But what I mean is it's not surprising. And we are going to be a work in progress, unfortunately. We are going to be a team that has ups and downs. Would Bruno have made a difference? No, I don't think he would, DN. I think Varane would have made a difference. I don't think Bruno makes a difference in this game. Because we've seen Bruno play... I mean, look, if Bruno has a great game, he makes a difference. But unfortunately, in the last 6 months, Bruno's probably had 2 or 3 great games in 6 months. So I don't think you can say that Bruno would have made a big difference. Darren says that the players stopped playing for the manager. No, I think they're just tired. Losses become contagious, though. It's not 3-2, no. This might make me go back to church, says Cisco. Anyway, Danny Mings has come back on. He's not injured. We're playing Villa again on Thursday night in the Carabao Cup at Old Trafford. I mean, part of me thinks I hope they bloody win. We just can't keep playing all these games. Uh, 2-0 to Newcastle as well. I don't want to rub salt in the wound. It's Wood! It's Wood! Go on, Woody! Go on, Woody! Get in there! Newcastle on fire. It's just distraught. It's distraught for Manchester United, this is. I'm just disappointed we might have to put up Ronaldo and Martial up front and put 4 in the midfield as Jack. Donny having a good game. I think Eric Ten Hag will pick him even more, says James. It all simply always goes back to the Glazers, says Idan. Sorry about that. Sunday afternoon. Internet drop. Refresh. Refresh. United need a refresh. Corner, United have got a corner. I am doing Spurs versus Liverpool, yes. Yes. Apparently there was a VAR check there for Ronaldo and Mings. Checking for a possible red Ronaldo. Don't know what that was all about. Half an hour to go. It's going to take a hell of a comeback from Manchester United here. I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like we've done all the work in this game and Villa have just popped off 3 punches. 1, 2, 3. Credit to them. Fucking Emery's got our number, hasn't he? Let's be honest. Yeah, Newcastle, amongst all that, have gone 2-0 up as well. What a season they're having. I mean, they could be 3-0 up here. They are. 3-0 Newcastle. Fucking hell. This is a nightmare of a Sunday. Why can't I type? Fucking hell. Well, it is raining, isn't it? It's raining everywhere. We're just not using Rashford. Right wing is almost redundant. Maybe there's a change there that can be made. Our options are limited, says Nick P. Why no subs yet? I tell you what, I said it on the Chelsea Arsenal watch along earlier. It's all right. I think people start praising Newcastle like this big underdog, and not like they're the richest club in the world. Like, as soon as Newcastle get Champions League football, it's over. There'll only be 2 spots to play for. Man City got Champions League football. They've never been out again because they're loaded. They'll pay to stay. As soon as Newcastle get top 4, it's over. They'll just keep getting it. So that means that if Newcastle get top 4 this year, Newcastle and Man City are going to get top 4 for the next 20 years. Which means Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs, only 2 out of those 5 are going to get it anymore. I mean, I probably just stated the bleeding obvious, but you know. Martinez has been booked, apparently. Had a bad game. I obviously haven't seen what's happened with Martinez. Someone just said he's a bit lucky. I don't know. We've got 3 subs coming on. Martial, Alanga and Malacia. Luke Shaw going off. Oh, no Fred then. Newcastle have spent 250 million in the last 2 windows and nobody's noticed. They're not spending wisely. They're splashing cash. Another oil club, says Juan. Donny comes off. I can't see Alanga. I can't see Alanga making a massive difference. I like Alanga, but I just feel he's not ready for this. Hopefully Martial can make a difference. Some people saying that Martinez was lucky. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that Donny's going to get a lot of love somehow. It's a long way back for United now. How many losses would that be in a row for Manchester United? I was just having a quite quick look there. I realised I can't... Oh, yeah, I should have gone to Premier League table, shouldn't I? Brighton, Brentford, Man City. Rashford's gone to the left. Alanga's gone to the right. And Martial's going to play off Ronaldo. What do you think about Luke Shaw coming off? Hey, ref. Well, come on, ref. People are saying it should be a penalty here. An angled ball into Alanga. The keeper's very late. You're not going to get you're not going to get anything for that. They lost their heads and getting violence to Salim. People in the chat saying penalty. Lack of squad depth. I'm doing. I don't know how it could be a penalty when Martinez actually makes a save from the header. It's not going to be a penalty, is it? Do you think speed would be good for us, says Brick? I might be wrong, you never know with VAR and referees, but I'd be stunned if that was a penalty because it looks like Alanga just headed it and then the keepers saved it afterwards. But if you suck at creativity, your only option is pace, says Tao. Shaw off is a good call. He was struggling, says Brian. I said on the chart show last night, didn't I? I felt that Luke Shaw had a bit of an average week last week. I know he scored, but 3-1 against Aston Villa is a beating. It is a beating. Danny Ings is coming on for Villa. Newcastle 3-0 up against bloody Southampton. I tell you what, if Spurs beat Liverpool, we're in big shit today. We need a draw. Leon Bailey's coming off. I don't think we're going to get top 4. I've said it a few times. I am doing Liverpool Spurs as a watch-along, Wilfred, yeah. On That's Football. I don't think we'll get top 4. I want us to get top 4, but I don't. Oh, it's not Danny Ings coming on, it's John McGinn. We'd love to see Liao play for United, says Mamba. Well, it's only 20 minutes to go. Unfortunately, so far, it's been a days of 5s and 6s for United, hasn't it? And it's a shame because we've had a few weeks of 7 and 8s. Need to get the next goal. Has the honeymoon ended? Says Abdullah. I don't think there's many United fans surprised by this. And I think there's a culmination of things. 1, we're probably not as good as people think we are. 2, we're playing way too much football. 3, we've got a few players out. So I think it's... I don't think it's surprising. I said in the preview I thought this would be a tight game 1-1. So I didn't even predict we'd win anyway. Donny van der Beek has good qualities when we control the ball in possession. A transitional game doesn't really suit him. Bruno with Eriksen and Casemiro is more balanced. Bruno's work ethics as the Riddler. Well, we'll talk about Donny in the match reaction. I mean, he's not grabbed the opportunity, has he? Ten Hag has shown faith in him in 2 big games. Martial is playing as a 10, it seems, as Joshua. Yeah. Free kick in a good position. We don't score free kicks. We don't score free kicks. Apparently, has the low been booked? Straight into the wall by Ronaldo, by the way. I'll be able to tell you if Delo has been booked. No, he's not. There's no yellow card on him. Ronaldo's been booked. I thought Martinez got booked. No. He has been booked, apparently, Delo. Man United seem to need a player like Jesus that tracks back, defends and helps in midfield. Midfield and attack seem disjointed, says London. Well, whether it's Donny van der Beek, whether it's Bruno, they don't seem to... We almost play like a front two. I remember this was highlighted before by under Ranić, that Bruno plays very high up. But... Mark, don't you think Shaw is a good left back, especially in form for the World Cup, says Tom, and you've already accepted defeat, says Nelly. I don't think we've had a very good second half. I think we put ourselves in a position at half time to come back into the game, and then we blew it straight away, didn't we? I've noticed quite a lot that we don't start second halves well, even under Ten Hag. And Delo will miss the Fulham game next week, says Chris. Well, he might put Lindelof at right back and bring Maguire in. Why are our players scared to shoot in the box? They always look for the pass that isn't there, says Callum. Stupid yellow card for Delo and he misses the Fulham game, says Hugh. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Mudryk needed. He's doing amazing, isn't he, at Dortmund? I was thinking about that last night. Bloody Dortmund and Leipzig and Salzburg. Fucking where do they get all these players from? Villa haven't won at home in the previous 23 games. Villa lost 4-0 last game. Martinez's average centre-back has looked good due to rubbish we have, says Jack. Unfortunately, Jack, Martinez has played very well against good sides, so sort of doesn't work. No, I'm not talking about Muckbrick. What's the name of the striker that scored loads of goals for Dortmund? Need a proven striker like Osman, says Joel. We need a lot more than Osman, mate. You see, you're all individualising again. You're all individualising. It's Makuko, that's who I'm talking about. You're all individualising again. It's Ronaldo's fault. It's Lindelof's fault. It's Donny's fault. It's Luke Shaw's fault. It's Rashford's fault. You're all individualising the problem again. We're never gonna progress. We've got what we've got. I think today is just about a really tired Manchester United who can't play this many games. And I know that's not like... it's not the answer people want because they want to be frustrated. But it's the truth. It's the whole team today, like Hayden says. We've just not... I don't like it. I don't like that as an excuse, but we've just been... I mean, Eriksen's been shit again, hasn't he? Let's be honest. But I think Casemiro's game's dropped. Delo's game's dropped. If you drop your game by 5% at this level and you're playing against a team that's fresh... then you're going to struggle, aren't you? It's not the answer we want, but it's the answer. This is a crap team effort. That's it. Sloppy, says Elvin. Oh, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. It's 3 points gifted to Villa, isn't it? They've played us at the perfect time. Absolutely perfect time. Hey mate, you alright?
Yeah. Are you filming?
No. Still watching. We're losing 3-1. I mean, the honest answer is the second half has been worse than the first, isn't it? We needed energy in the second half. We're losing the game 2-1. You need that energy to come back into the game. And, you know, we've actually been worse in the second half than we were in the first. What are your predictions for full time? I'd say Villa look more likely to score than us. I think they look a lot more energetic. I mean, he's just made 3 subs as well, which is... who would you say are our top 5 fastest players, Norm? Don't know. Let the chat sort that out. Thoughts on Hull City, says Exotic. I don't even know what league you're in, mate. Man of the match, probably Casemiro. He's probably the only one who I think's had a good performance. 10 minutes to go. We're losing 3-1. Villa's first win in the Premier League against Manchester United since 1995. Fancy giving up a record like that. 1995. 27 years. I mean, where is bloody Jadon Sancho in this? Where is Anthony in this? A knock and ill. Like, it's more than that, isn't it? It's more than a knock. He's been out he's missed 3 games. I mean, that's both of our right wingers out. Some people can't count. Somebody's just said it's 23 years, Mark. Mate, get back to school and learn how to add. 1995. People are talking about Villa beating Man United at Old Trafford. Fucking listen. Listen to what the rule is. It's been mentioned about 10 times. Villa have not beaten Manchester United at Villa Park in the Premier League since 1995. It's 27 years. And it's about to end because I can't see us scoring 2 goals. We don't score enough goals as well, by the way. I think our goal scoring is pretty pitiful this year. United doing United things. We're not top 4 material, says Grant. Well, my concern is that losing becomes contagious, doesn't it? So if you start losing games, the team start getting used to it. Mark, United have the most yellow cards this season, says Michael. And shows how much we're missing Bruno. God. And yet Bruno gets slagged off every watch-along we do. Amazing, isn't it? A loss like this was always coming. We just don't have the squad depth, says Zombie. Thanks everyone who's been watching, by the way. It's not been the most enjoyable watch-along to do. We are only 100 subscribers away from 525,000, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, you're very welcome. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got the fan forum tonight at 7 o'clock because I'm going to do the match reaction. Then I'm going to do That's Football Liverpool against Spurs at White Hart Lane, or whatever they call it now. And then we'll do the fan forum at 7. We need Martial back, staying fit, don't we? At least he makes things happen. Alanga should wake up and thank God he's a pro footballer. I see better players in the parks, says Poor. I do like Alanga, but he's no better than Mejbri. He should be in the Championship on loan. He is not a first team Man United player. I don't think he's scored since sort of like February or something like that. He literally is in the team because we've got nobody else. Like that, he's not ready to be coming on when we're losing 3-1 with half an hour to go. I hate to say it, but Rashford's a coward, says Mott. I don't know what that's all to do with, but yeah, Alanga's just not ready. He's not ready for this. He doesn't do anything, does he? He doesn't bring anything to the team. He's just chucking a young player on who's not getting the development and is being asked to do a first team player's job. I think it's unfair. Newcastle 3-0 up against Southampton, by the way. Massive result for them. Oh, I'm so disappointed with this today. I'm not surprised by it. I'm just disappointed. Nice ball by Casemiro to Rashford. Ronaldo isn't the problem, but his drop-off this year compared to even last year is staggering, says Matt. And this is down to squad depth and limited rotation options. They just don't look sharp. But everyone except the Glazers knew this would impact us, says B. Yeah. Player ratings, links in the video description, I think. Let me just double check. You can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. It's going to be a tough player ratings to do today because it's been a pretty terrible performance from Manchester United. But you can do those player ratings through the link in the description. My man of the match, probably Casemiro. But it's a hard one to take, isn't it? Because I think we've been full of praise for a lot of these players over the last few weeks. And, you know, when you go and get stuffed by Man City at the Etihad, you sort of expect that can happen. They're one of the best teams in the world. But when you go to Villa Park and get comprehensively beaten 3-1, it's a tough one to take. Just another weird ball by Eriksen there. Why doesn't he play it on the feet to Rashford? He whacks it up in the air and we lose possession. We just don't get the ball into the box often enough to create chances, says Tom Edwards. And I know it felt like a loss, but we did win on Thursday. It's been a hard watch, but we are in work in progress, says Jack Brown. You know what I would do on Thursday in the Carabao Cup? I would pick complete reserves. I see no point ahead of a massive game against Fulham in playing anybody who's going to play on Sunday against Fulham. Like, there's a warning here to Ten Hag. Do not play any first team players against Villa on Thursday. And if we lose, and they will pick a good team because they've got no European football, let them win it. Let them win the Carabao Cup. Let them beat us. Let us go out. We don't need to be in the Carabao Cup this year. And we definitely don't need to be playing our first team next Thursday when we're playing Fulham away on the Sunday, because the same thing will happen. We've got to rest our players. I'm sick of our players passing the ball in the box when they can shoot, says HW. Somebody just said we need a cup. How are we going to win the Carabao Cup, mate? We've barely got the squad to get through our Premier League and Europa League. Player ratings, links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Garnacho was very quiet, yeah. I mean, he's a youngster though, isn't he? This is what happens when people overhype a player. He's a young player that you've just got to gradually build, feed him into the team. Even the stream's had enough now. What's the best result for Spurs and Liverpool, says Ross? Spurs not winning, really. Delo does miss the Fulham game. He has got that yellow card on him, as you can see. Ben Chappell says, we can't wait for we go again. Well, this is over now. It's over now. 6 minutes added on. Why would you add 6 minutes? Why add 6 minutes? Haaland has the same amount of goals as our entire squad this season. Defence has improved. Midfield and forward line is going backwards, says Adam. I think we've got to get to the point now where the Eriksen thing working? Eriksen in the team works, but does Eriksen work as the second midfielder? When you look at everybody else and the way that they play, does it's 4-0. 4-0 to... sorry, 3... I don't know what's going on. It's 4-0. They just said it was 3-1. It's 4-1. 4-1 in the Newcastle game. Bruno Guimaraes. Does Eriksen work next to Casemiro? I don't think there's enough physicality there. I think we get a bit bullied in there. I mean, Casemiro's never going to get bullied, but he's only one man. To be honest, Mark, we got less chance to win Europa League because calibre of your Champions League teams come down to Jay. Look, I don't want to be the reality bite, but I've said I don't think we're going to get top four. Everybody else keeps running away with it and saying we will get top four. I don't think we're going to get top four, and the reason I don't think we're going to get top four is because of games like this. You cannot play Thursday, Sunday when you've got to go and play Villa Park when they've had a whole week off. When you've got to go and play Fulham when they've had a whole week off. Or Newcastle when they've had a whole week off. We are going to crumble. And we're already crumbling. I don't know why we're talking about we're going to crumble in February, March and April, which we will. We're already crumbling now. And the World Cup hasn't even happened. We're not going to be able to do it. We've lost 3 points today because we were tired. I don't know whether we would have lost 3 points if we had the week off. But we're going to struggle. First year under the manager, and this moment happened when things are against us. Injuries, fatigue and lack of depth. This game will be a lesson for Ten Hag, says Rohit. It will be a lesson, but what can he do about it? What lesson can he learn? Eriksen is against the ball, useless. We need a proper CM like De Jong or Bellingham, says Dej. It's massively disappointing to lose, but it's also massively inevitable, I think. And we won't get any sympathy for it, but I think as fans of the club, we have to take it on board why it's happening. You can play twice a week, but you can't play Thursday, Sunday every week and expect to not get done in when you play against a team that's had so much time. We're only 5 subscribers away from 525,000, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to do the player ratings after this. I'm going to sort of rip out a few home truths in the match reaction as well. I think some people need a bit of a wake-up call on what the reality is. Why is Martial playing at 10? Waste of time, says Rudy, because we haven't got one. United play as if they don't trust each other, says Fabio. Tiredness shouldn't be an excuse. Arsenal played midweek with slightly less rest and won at Stamford Bridge, says London. Did they, though? Did they though? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to expose this nonsense. So Arsenal played on Thursday night, yeah. You know what their lineup was? Ramsdale, White, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Vieira, Elneny, Lokonga, Nelson, Jesus, and Nketiah. They changed 7 of their players. We basically picked the same team. Sometimes stats will be bullshit. World would be against us today. Everyone hates Man United, says Rohit. Games like this shows why we need more players. Bench had no one on their part, says Electro Dan. If we could have made 7 changes on Thursday, then we'd be a lot fresher than we are. We basically picked 10 players from Thursday. It's not inaccurate, the man cave. Go and have a look at Arsenal's team. Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Jesus are all first team players. The rest of them didn't play today. Mark, it will get worse for the rest of the season. The board already abandoned this manager in the month of January. Doesn't exist on the Glazers calendar, says Amir. We're going to struggle. Anything we thought was achievable will be undermined by lack of squad depths and fatigue, 100%. And then you bring players in like Donny van der Beek, who are meant to be a helper to the team, and a lot of people are writing him off as well. So, you know, who's going to play at right back next week? Lindelof? Wan-Bissaka? People forget how crap we were last year and how one summer is not going to solve the problems. I'll tell you for free, that Alanga ain't good enough. I don't know why we bring him on. He's just not good enough. Well, we bring him on because we've got no one else. Exactly. Referee's about to blow here. It won't matter. I mean, I don't think we've created a good chance in the second half, have we? I can't think of a good chance in the second half. Terrible performance from Manchester United. Let's do the player ratings and everything over on the match reaction. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will see you over there in a minute or two to go through this and a few home truths. Thanks everyone.